right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safeway Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
4, 3, 2, 1. It is all over. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
For the win. Draisaitl centers. McDavid tips it home. Game over.
Curry gets it ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky going in. Suter trying to get back. Gretzky with his money.
It's the 6 o'clock and check-in. Come on, let's go.
And he scores. Leon Draisaitl.
It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
And there it is. Zach Hyman.
It's the cool and red hot Nielson Show. Let's go.
The Oilers pouring it on. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Smith from behind the net, a wraparound. Holtop scores. Edmonton wins.
Everybody tuning in, even my wife. And those Macronella intros are cutting like a knife.
That is an absolutely pitifully bad call.
Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life.
It is Marchand scores.
It's like a 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin bites.
McDavid, beautiful move. In on the box. What can you say?
That's Peter Curry.
Here they come, the Oilers. It's dropped back for Bookberger. Shoots, scores! Bookberger! The Oilers win it!
The Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's sweet. Good night, golden nights. Cup and put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, 'cause you can't beat Stuart Skinner. Good night, golden nights. Oh, it is so sweet.
Very impressive. Taken a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine. That's why it's the Stanley Cup. It's hard. It's hard.
I believe in these guys. I believe in McDavid and Dry. I'm in Nuge, Bush, and Kane. Gonna make a deep run again. I believe they can soar. Gonna bring the cup back to the north. I believe in these guys. I believe in these guys. Say it with me. I believe in these guys.
night, Rogers Place, play La Bamba, baby!
Play La Bamba, baby!
Well, we're a dangerous team when we're rolling, and we're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Wrestling and dazzling every single night. Clubs coming up, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah! Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Crank it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough. It's time. No more wait for the oil. It's the fate, yeah. Listen, first gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97 needs a one-man show. Draisaitl, Iverson, gotta love the nude. Bruce Skinner and Picks need to be huge. Be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom 6 to find a way to score. One time, overtime, gotta find a way. Jam-packed moss pit going insane. Yeah! Yeah! Cheer a little more. It's the playoffs. Crank it up. It's the playoffs. Take the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Ooh, gotta get the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Come on, lift it up. Let's go win the Stanley. Waited long enough.
Round 3, begin. Hey, is that from Mortal Kombat? I think I just did a Mortal Kombat. So Street Fighter. So, damn it. I always screw up Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter references. Are you sure? I think it was Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat's round 1. Fight.
Oh, fight. Yes, that's right. Round 3, fight. Damn. I wasn't even close. Whatever. Guess we'll stay on the air anyway. What's going on? It's YouTube, Trev. It is Lieutenant Eric. You were shaking the entire desk during the Let's
Somebody
Go Win the
raised the
Stanley
chair a
song.
bit. There now.
Well, yeah, and how about Glue Guy leaving his coffee cup?
I don't know what they're doing anymore.
On the desk.
They're
I never seen such disrespect.
chaos run amok.
Unbelievable.
What are they doing here in the afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Just
just
feet up while we're watching TV.
they're running roughshod. Is it roughshod?
Yeah, that's it.
That's what it is. That's what they're doing. Renato Candia. Dusty, your hit on TSN this morning was great. Let's go Oilers. Have a great day. I did, guys. I made it. I was on TSN 1050 this morning.
Congrats.
No big deal. No big deal. I did tell them that we listened live to their show during our show last week and had to give them some love on the Wizard of Oz caller. And they were very familiar with what I was saying there. And then they pumped up the Oilers for a little bit, which was a fun thing to do. In the big smoke, as they say.
I do like the idea of Hayes popping in here to see what's going on. And
yeah, probably
totally
not.
Getting confused.
Probably not. But we will have his co-host from Overdrive on just after 7 o'clock today.
These Cajun accents these guys do.
Haven't you heard about Platypalooza happening now at Mr. Mike's? We got some music for that today. Can't wait to get to the Mr. Mike's segment.
We didn't think the rustic onion soup could be beat, but here we are.
But we got this. I found this little ditty. Mr. Mike's is turning up the sizzle with Platypalooza. From barbecue rib platters to coastal combos with lobsters and prawns. Is that the music you're looking for?
That hits. And you're going to be dumping it all out on a table.
Yeah.
With a checkered tablecloth and blah. No,
that song is straight up called Blue Bayou. So we think it fits. We'll get to that. Yeah.
The Orbison tune?
Anyway, we've got that today. So we're very much looking forward to kind of easy trivia a little bit later on today. Give you a chance to win a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's. You can text us anytime.
Mr. Mike's.
Mr.
All right.
God. RC over the chat says Charlie the Penguin.
Yeah, we sure. Yeah, you'll be there.
Charlie loved Platypalooza.
Yeah,
it's a big thing for him. The Nielson Show is brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. www.southfortchev.com. They've got a huge selection of Chevrolet Trax and Equinox right now, and I like this one. Show us a better deal, and we'll beat it. Unlike the Oilers and offer sheets. Plus, Costco members can receive a $1,200 bonus on the Chevy Trax right now. So that's something. Playoff games are intense. Buying a vehicle shouldn't be. Buy stress-free at South Fort Chev. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. Check them out, www.southfortchev.com. They said they might bring one of those Trax by, and we can do a little video here.
Oh, spin it around in the parking lot, eh?
You'll just get those tires burning right up.
Catch Victor's eye.
Have you ever burnt rubber?
Yes.
You have, eh?
Yeah.
Like to the point where smoke coming out of the tires and everything?
Yeah, not in a good car, though.
No.
When you think burnt, you want to be in a sport, like a high-end automobile, and not a...
The craziest thing I did in a car, my buddies and I got my Ford Taurus up to 195 kilometers an hour. We were heading out camping, found this big straight stretch, and we're like, the boys are like, Dusty, you think you can take this thing to 200? I said, there's only one way to find out, guys. Teenagers do crazy things.
Oh, yeah.
I think we were about 19. We got that thing up to about 195, and she was shaking.
Just rattling.
Just shaking. And then I almost jammed on the brakes. The boy's like, what are you doing? Don't jam on the brakes when you're going 195 kilometers an hour.
Rips the...
Yeah. And then we thought, should we turn around and run it back? To try to get there because we didn't get there.
And?
No, we didn't. Yeah, it was too. I don't think I'd ever go that fast.
And you're here to
again.
tell the tale.
And that was before I even knew about Formula One, really. But there we were. Me and the guys on the way to a camping trip. All right, 780-218-9999. That'll get you into the old Paris Jewelers inbox. Old PJs. Flexible payment options such as, I don't know. How about this one for you? Do not pay for 1 year. Try that on for size.
I get it. Yeah.
Because it works.
That's not bad.
For jewelry, too. Shop in stores in Edmonton and area, West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, St. Albert Centre online, and of course on the website, www.parisjewelers.com. One of your text messages will win the text of the day for A&W, where the new Steakhouse Teen Burger is taking the world by storm at Canada's original burger chain since 1956.
Who shows themselves first, Tina or Dallas from Nelson?
This is a great contest.
Who's going to come to the top? Who's going to answer the bell?
God, I'm not sure. I really don't want to reach out to Tina though and email and be like, hey, we're still waiting for the Steakhouse Teen Burgers, but
she did say.
She did say.
We'll
she's been very good.
You don't need to put pressure on, but
she's been very good delivery lady.
I think get those odds up at Play Alberta, hey?
What shows up first? A new song from Dallas from Nelson, or
Tina with the burgers.
I got a lot of time for Tina, for Tina sprinkling herself on that one, and then showing up and then cashing the ticket. My God, Tina was a plus 400 underdog, but she's here this morning. This is incredible. Things we might be able to do in the future. Any other ideas that you want? And Play Alberta is awesome. We've sent them a bunch of suggestions on things that people would like at the book. I could see.
They'll be texting you back on that idea momentarily.
Ideas for things you would eventually like us to do in our partnership with Play Alberta. 780-218-9999. Don't say Edmonton Sports Talk Tecmo League odds, because we already want to get those up. That's already a thing. That would be incredible. But what else could we get up there? What other bets could we have them create for us? Play Alberta, the title sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app. Hundreds of player props in the biggest leagues. We're talking NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, you name it. You're not just playing for fun. You're supporting your province. Play Alberta Revenue help fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit today with the promo code YAG50, and you'll get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get you started if you haven't already taken advantage of that code. Shout out Julius Randle yesterday. Had him over 19.5 points. He hit 20 points in the first half. It was the biggest no-sweat cash of all time. Anti-shout-out to the Carolina Hurricanes for failing to show up in Game 1, and we'll get to that with your morning announcements. But the Florida Panthers, they look scary. Hey, they look a little... now that they finished beating the Leafs, I watch the Panthers and I go, oh, no. Like, the Oilers, assuming they get by the Stars, are going to have to somehow find a way to beat Brad Marchand and the ratty Panthers.
Yeah. Is this over already?
The whole Stanley Cup?
No, I'm just saying the Eastern Conference final.
Oh,
it's got a vibe and a feeling. You mentioned the shot total earlier before we went on.
They didn't even get. It's not like they had 40 shots last night,
right? So
yeah, it might be. Sam the Vet texts in today. Guys, can I get a conch for driving an hour to Redwater for a 4 a.m. emergency call out, only to be called off 10 minutes from the door? You still get paid, right, Sam the Vet? Is it at least like a call out fee?
Thank you for your service.
What is this? So what is this? Like a dog that was in a deep sleep and wasn't waking up, so they called Sam the Vet, and by the time he got out there, the dog woke up and everything was okay?
I thought he was an army vet.
Oh, do you think that? Then you just emergency call up for
Damn.
Yeah. That's kind of funny too. Anyway, Sam the Vet, good job being committed to your job.
Well, now that you're up, you might as well go to A&W for a breakfast, eh? Join the boys.
On the way back in, eh?
Join Il Nicky and the crew.
Why not? They'll be there. Eddie Il Nicky, what a drop. The Lou Dort report text in and says, no more Lou Dort parlays. God, you're telling me. I threw a Lou Dort parlay into the Lock Shop partner parlay yesterday. Lou Dort might have had his worst game of all time last night. That was a tough one. All right, 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. Let's lay out the show for you this morning. Obviously, lots of Game 1 previews that we will get to. If you are watching over on YouTube this morning, smash that thumbs up for us. Changing 100. Let's go, Trev. Get that finger ready.
Changing 100.
All right, let's change 200 by 6:30, shall we? Hammer the thumbs up for us over on YouTube. And if you are, if you've not yet subbed to the channel, please sub to the channel. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart, we're at EdmontonSportsTalk.com this morning. Please send the link to EST to your friends so they too can join in on the fun. We'll have your morning announcements coming up, dive into both of the games last night, Florida and the Hurricanes, and obviously OKC and the Timberwolves. Tales of the North in about 10 minutes to get you set for Game 1 tonight. That's a good for the Italian Center. We'll go there around 6:45. Pick up your pepperoni Principi today. And $2 will go to Sports Central, which is an awesome initiative from Gene Principe, who does get to keep working. I like the fact that Principe is still rolling there. Bukowski's on the other side, and Gene Principe still working this series for the Oilers.
Get your pie before Boston pizza tonight.
Yeah, it's a double Boston pizza day.
It's a double hitter. Yeah. Well, yeah, especially
double Boston pizza day. Tommy and I will be at the Windermere Boston Pizza. I'll be there for Lock Shop. It's a great lounge, too. If you've not yet been to that Windermere lounge, it's kind of a more modern lounge.
No patio today.
No patio show today. We were hoping eventually maybe we might get a patio show. No patio show today. But I'll be there at 11 o'clock for the Lock Shop. Tommy will be swinging by around noon today. And we will have a lounge show at the Windermere Boston Pizza location. So if you can't make it to Westgate tonight for Game 1, swing on by and join us for lunch. Their playoff menu is absolutely delicious. You'll love it. And hey, if you swing on in, I'll buy you a beer or whatever you're drinking.
Yeah, Tommy will get you a soup.
And Tommy will have a soup or come over and eat half of your meal. Jamie McLennan will join us. We'll dive into Ottinger. We'll dive into Skinner. We'll hit on last night's game as well. So Noodles we buy for Pro-Am Sports just after 7 o'clock. Pro-Am will be open Sunday morning before the game from 9 until 1. More on that when we get to Noodles. We'll have your Play Alberta early bird bet of the day. Greg Wyshynski just after 7:30 today. Had to move Wyshynski. He's covering the Eastern Conference Final. There's an availability, I believe, close to his regular time. So he texted me last night. He goes, do you think we could possibly move to that 7 o'clock hour? And when I said, yeah, we'll get you in at 7:30, he was like, thank you very much, man. I was like, wow, you're welcome, sir. So he was really appreciative of the move.
Too,
yeah.
Yeah,
I thought most Americans are pricks. But Greg Wyshynski's a very nice person from the United States. He'll be by around 7:30. Free advice for Damon Bunting. What do you need help with? Buying or selling? Bunting's your guy. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. At GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast, the Fan Zone. For fansfirst.ca, we'll give you our official predictions for this series and take some of yours around 8:30 today. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power.
It's going to be delicious.
Interesting. I'm sensing Boston Pizza menu order for tonight, maybe. Am I right? I might be right. I don't know by that look. And,
that doesn't mean anything. Is
this a Mr. Mike's Platterpalooza thing? I don't know. I like that. Look, we've got great partners. What can we say? The wrap for William Huff still to come a little bit later on as well. No Macramala today, so save your Macramala intros. I know there's been some that have already been rolling in.
Back to the timeshare in Belize, eh?
No, he's in San Diego doing work.
So?
Please. Nobody goes to San Diego for work. You go to San Diego to go to Legoland. You go to San Diego to go to SeaWorld. You go to San Diego to go to the zoo. And you go to San Diego to go to Padres games.
Dang.
You do not work in San Diego. So he's probably lying.
The Padres aren't in town, so that narrows it down a little bit.
Yeah, that's it.
It's running out of options.
Adam in Quebec City says, guys, that lounge show later today, will that include a piano bar? God, I do like the idea of Tommy and I doing the oil stream while also dueling on pianos.
Westgate's got the golf simulator. They have an actual grand piano.
They have a grand piano. Yeah, I'm going to settle up tonight. Right after we finish oil stream, I'll head on over to the piano. I'll hit this. I guess this is not on a piano at all, but whatever.
You can cover it on there.
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's sweet. Good night, golden nights. Kapanen, put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, 'cause you can't beat Stuart Skinner. Good night, golden nights.
And did that not hit perfectly for Gentleman's Show? God, too good.
It takes you back.
It really does.
It takes you right back to that day.
It's like a week ago. The Wolf texts in today. PJ's inbox. Today is day 24 of work straight. I don't know how you guys do that. How do you work 24 straight days of real work? Yeah. It's like once CFL season starts, I'm working here and then I'm working weekends and it goes on for like 5.5 months. But this isn't real work. This is a job, but we're just having fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how these guys work.
Hard labor.
Or the guys who go do turnaround or whatever, and they're working 30, 35 days. Anyway, today is day 24 of work straight, so I treated myself and Papa Wolf to a fancy outfit for the EST Classic. I even called the ranch to make sure I could wear it.
Oh.
What is this? EST Golf Classic presented by Play Alberta is going to be a good one. Can't wait for that.
Haven't get Murray's permission of all people to. He's a pretty wild guy. I mean, if you had to call ahead and.
You realize we're only like a month and a half away from the EST Golf Classic? Summer's going to cruise. Maddie and I were locking in the date yesterday
they're going to start to get
Bash.
shorter.
We were looking at the Esties.
The days will get shorter here soon, right?
We got about a month of days still going the right way.
Then
right?
it's over. Christmas is
by June 25th, by July 1st, by the time we get to the EST Golf Classic on July 8th, we're going to be sitting. Is it July 8th?
NFL training camps.
We're going to be sitting there going, well, it's almost winter. Which isn't cool. Let's get in your morning announcements today for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Like Strummy over there says, guys, I did 24 on, 4 off for the first 15 years of my career, 12-hour days. Ended up being 15-hour days by the time I got to and fro. I don't know. Yeah, like I just don't know how you guys do that. A conch to all of you who work those crazy long hours. It's insanely impressive. Really is. Almost as impressive as the Florida Panthers last night. Carolina Hurricanes, as an organization, have now lost 13 consecutive Eastern Conference Final games.
Yeah, and the Panthers have been working for 3 consecutive postseasons, it seems.
You asked me earlier, is this thing over? And I know it's early to say that.
I know, but you get a vibe and a feeling that the daddy's home.
You tell me that Carolina team last night is gonna beat Florida in 4 of the next 6 games, and I will tell you that I'll say this: no chance in hell.
Yeah, that when you put it like that, it was the same as the Golden Knights series.
Yeah,
do you actually see them winning? 3 of whatever. It's just not. You don't envision it.
I just don't see a world where Florida loses 4 of 6 to Carolina. It's just not going to happen.
And after getting the rest, last night was that chance. You're hosting them. They're coming off that series with the Leafs, right? Going the distance. You rest up a bit. 5-2.
Florida's so good.
Damn.
I mean, they brought in Brad Marchand, who's been perfect. They added Jones somehow during the season. They're so good. But man, I'd love the Oilers to get another crack at them.
Well, that's what you want. From a neutral's point of view, you want to see
I know if you lost to the Panthers twice in a Stanley Cup final, it would be heartbreaking for you. But imagine the euphoria of getting revenge in that series. God. That'll be tough, though. They're excellent. Very good.
No hangover.
It's insane. They're on the close to being on the verge of going to 3 consecutive Stanley Cup finals.
We talked about the toughness of that, the attrition of playing all that hockey. You think you'd be tired out in the second season. Now they're in the third, and it looks like they're still not near a quarter tank.
D-Rock texts in, says Reed was saying on his show that the morning show will find some way to make the Oilers series win be a gentleman's sweep. No. We're not stretching here.
How about his Reed sweep in the Leafs-Panthers series?
What was the Reed sweep?
You remember that? So he texted the group chat here that we have on our personal phones.
I muted it.
Leafs sweep, he calls it WWLLLWL.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So he's trying to make his own spin on the...
Did he say Reed sweep or the Leaf sweep?
Leaf sweep, but it was his play on
his take on it. I heard them talking a little bit yesterday. The gentleman's sweep is simple. First of all, he said he fully supports it if it's 3-1. So if they go up 3-0 and then allow them to win a game and then win, he goes, that would be identified as a gentleman's sweep. But it doesn't matter. If they win in 5 games, it's a gentleman's sweep.
But especially this series with Draisaitl assisting the goal to win it for them. We said it was even more gentlemanly.
It's the most gentlemanly sweep of all time.
Yeah. You can't argue that. I'm sorry.
But he still is. He's still denying it. Unbelievable, this guy. NBA action last night looked good for Minnesota at one point. And then OKC, SGA, as Doris Burke said on the broadcast last night, free throw merchant.
I love merchant.
14 free throw attempts for SGA last night, getting absolutely torched online because of the whistle he gets. Like, I don't want to rip it because he's Canadian, but my God, does he get a lot of calls?
Good for him.
Yeah, he's worked. Do you know how hard it is to work the officials in the association? Apparently, this guy's done it.
It's not cheap to have a whistle in your pocket.
This guy has done it. And OKC, they outscore him by 30 in the second half to take game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Of course, on the other side, we got Pacers and Knicks.
I was going to ask you which series you find more tantalizing, because Timberwolves Thunder has a lot of.
I'm a big Ant-Man guy. I mean, Anthony Edwards is a dog.
Knicks, Pacers. The history of that.
I think I'm probably more into Knicks Pacers.
The hype with the Knicks. Like New York and how they're feeling it. Clausen, Majot, I
saw somebody on Twitter yesterday says he can't wait to see Tracy Morgan puke on Tyrese Halliburton's dad.
Yeah.
Which would kind of be a funny twist.
All over Timothy Chalamet's shoes.
Oh, yeah, Chalamet's a big deal.
Who's going to be in the finals? If they get to this last series, you had all the who's coming out. Who's going to be in the conference finals now? It's just going to get bigger and bigger, you would think, in terms of celebrity status.
Yeah, it's incredible that the
Busta
NHL
Rhymes
has passed the NBA south of the border. Please.
Yeah. Do you know a Pacers fan? Have you ever met a Pacers fan?
That's a great question.
Because I know you have that Blue Jackets
a couple
friend.
of my buddy Robbie Layla.
Obscure teams that,
Robbie Layla, he's a Blue Jackets fan.
I love it. But I don't think I've ever legit met a Pacers.
Have I ever met? I don't know if I've ever seen anybody even text in 16 years about the Pacers.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know a Pacers fan. I don't even know if one exists in Canada. Anyway, if you are a Pacers fan, let us know. We've got Tales of the North on the other side, and that's a good for the Italian Center. What do you want to slot into? That's good today. Something in your life has got to be that's good. So we'll get into that as well. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We are 18 likes away from changing 200 here around 6:30 this morning. Jamie McLennan just after 7 o'clock on game one. Greg Wyshynski just after 7:30 on game one as well. Save your predictions for the Fan Zone today. We'll get into that around 8:30. Right now, let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric.
Carter Verhaeghe had a goal and an assist. Sergei Bobrovsky, 31 saves as the Panthers would cruise past the Hurricanes 5-2. Taking game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. Oilers Stars game one tonight from Dallas in the second straight season these two have met in the conference finals. You can join Tom Gazzola and Edmonton Sports Talk at Boston Pizza Westgate for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage beginning at 5 here on EST. Sticking with hockey, Nathan McKinnon had a goal and 2 helpers as Canada would defeat Sweden 5-3 to finish atop Group A at the World Hockey Championships. Canada will now face Denmark tomorrow. SGA scored 20 of his 31 points in the second half as OKC would roll past the Timberwolves 114-88 to take game one. Game one of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight from New York as the Knicks host the Pacers. Tip-off at 6. Anthony Santander with a 2-run shot in the fifth as the Jays take game one over the Padres 3-0. That series will continue tonight. First pitch, 5:07. Up next, we'll get you set for Oilers and Stars and the Tales of the North as Hour 1 of the Nielson Show continues here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
I am a Zach High man with the Leafs I used to ride, with Austin Matthews by my side. I scored a couple and I had a little fun. Signed with the Oilers in July of 21. The Leafs let me walk because they thought I had no soul. Now I'm over 50 goals. I'm the dangler from way across the other side, where Beamers and Audis are supplied. Third overall in the draft 2014. Got a one-timer like the game has never seen. Bottom of the circle is the place where I get set. It's going in the net. I'm Nugent Hopkins. I was born in 93. All the way from Burnaby. Played some junior for Red Deer and had a ball. Signed with the Oilers when I went first overall. My two-way game, they said, is totally complete. The best in the league. The best in the league. The league. The league. The league. I'm Connor McDavid. I'm sure you've all seen my work. I'm not from this planet Earth. I'm deadly serious when I'm telling you what's up. My soul, it will not rest until we hoist the cup. Do what it takes through all the struggle and the pain, till just the oil remains. And we're gonna win again.
Changing 200.
And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again.
If that doesn't give you goosebumps, your arms must not be listening, because that gets you fired up. That's a great tune. Dallas from Nelson, where are you, my man? Where are you, Dallas from Nelson? Your time is now. Your time is now.
Tina.
Nielson Show songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. New gear, used gear, trading, consigned sport for every season. Hockey equipment and skates ready to go year round. But how about this? They're selling, they're renting, they're repairing canoes and kayaks. And you can inquire about group rates as well. They've got kayaks on discount as low as a staff discount right now. A family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. Visit them at 7430 99th Street or online, www.totemoutfitters.ca. I had somebody pop in on Twitter, must have been listening online somewhere. It says, Knicks Pacers 1994 turned me into a basketball fan. I loved Reggie and the Pacers in the 90s. I can't wait for this series.
I loved Reggie too.
There you go. It was tough not to love Reggie Miller, man.
That was
God. Reggie Miller was, I believe, as they say, a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good broadcaster too, actually, Reggie. All right, changing 200. Let's go. Good work. Keep hammering the thumbs up for us if you're watching over on YouTube this morning. Sub to the channel if you haven't already, and if you are riding with us online, the audio stream, the digital station. We are talking TuneIn. We're talking iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Please just send the link to EST to your friends, and they can join in on the fun as well. Guys, I have a good friend back east who spent his summers in Indiana growing up because his uncle was a professor at Indiana University. So he was a Pacers fan by default. Other than that, they don't exist.
Okay, well, I think that's as close as we might get, hey?
Like, he'd spend his summer days in Indiana, hooping like Jimmy from whatchamacallit.
Lots of hooping.
Hoosiers.
Yes.
That's what I imagine in Indiana. They're just all shooting on a farm.
Just hoop.
It's the only way I look at it. All right, Oilers and Stars tonight, game 1. We'll take a deeper dive into it. Obviously, with Jamie McLennan just after 7 o'clock, Greg Wyshynski just after 7:30 today. We've got your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast coming up. We got the Fan Zone coming up. We've got That's Good on the way here as well. What do you have for That's Good today for the Italian Center? Text it in, 780-218-9999. 780-218-99. I don't know if you were listening on Two Guys yesterday, but I could not say Istanbul. I kept calling it Instant Bowl.
I heard that.
And my mouth just wouldn't agree. Like my brain, they weren't connecting. I looked like an idiot yesterday for about 3 minutes on Two Guys and a Goalie. The other 57 minutes, I looked like a bloody genius. But those 3 minutes were tough. Istanbul. I don't know why. Actually, we got to put it on the map. Because somebody was listening there yesterday. All right. Are you ready, my liege? Yes, he's ready. All right. Tales of the North, game 1. Let's keep this heater going, shall we? Oilers have won 8-9.
Who owns the North? Who owns the North? Show me!
Twinkle, twinkle, Ottinger. Skinner's better than you are. Gretzky's in your room post-game. I find that rather lame.
Tonight, the North meets their bitter rivals once again as the mighty Oil invade the Lone Star State seeking first blood. Just last year, 'twas the magic of McDavid and his ways of the Wizard that made Dallas disappear in a mere 6 contests. Since suffering such defeat, the Stars have searched far and wide for an answer. Finding their so-called savior after he emerged from an avalanche and a hurricane. They call him Mikko Rantanen. Moose. But a moose he will never be. For there can be only one moose, and Messier be thy name. Hey, Mikko, it's me, Mess. The Moose. You're a fraud and a poser in this land. In the North, you will call me the Moose, or you will not call me at all. But for real, call me. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Get the Thai chicken bites tonight.
Did you just shout out Thai chicken bites at the end?
Yes.
I like that. Thai chicken bites are delicious at Boston Pizza. Might have them for lunch and dinner. How about Stalking Connor merging with Tales of the North for a segment. What's up with this Moose nickname? Get real. There's one Moose.
Yes, and there's only one great one as well.
Now, do you think it's different because
Stars dressing room?
Yeah. Okay. What's up with this?
I just described what happened, but I'm not gonna venture into it because I don't want to be disrespectful to the greatest hockey player.
I don't think Wayne Gretzky likes the Oilers.
How dare you?
I'll just say it.
How dare you?
Sorry, it's just reality. So you know
Blues legend Wayne Gretzky.
You know that the Stars are advancing to play the Edmonton Oilers, and you're in their dressing room after the game congratulating them.
Like a fox.
I don't know, man. Something's up with the great one.
Jamie Benn was quoted as saying it was, quote, pretty cool, end quote.
Yeah, sounds about right. It's like when he gave the U.S. a thumbs up at the Four Nations.
You got to know how these things are perceived in the
get
public
it. You're
eye.
essentially an American.
Yeah,
now,
but
come on.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, whatever. Bob Loblaw and Lloyd says, the Moose shows up lovely. Oil City Dynasty says, I spit out my coffee with the Messier stuff. It brought me back a little bit. It really did. I love the old Stocking Connor bit, man. I'll be surprised if that pops up.
Mandera did too.
Point. Yeah, that might pop up again at some point. Sorry, Abutsky. Abutsky was always very anti.
Yep.
It's like the only thing Abutsky never liked about our show, and God love you, Abutsky. But I might need to bring it back at some point. Special occasion here.
The odd time. Wouldn't hurt.
Wow, look at Abutsky. Says, surprisingly, I don't hate the Tales of the North / Stocking Connor mashup.
He likes it in that accent. Yeah.
Okay, Abutsky.
It was the bad phone line.
A conch for Abutsky. Coming around.
Maybe we can dig up another episode and play later in the show.
We are one text away from Abutsky saying, hey, Dusty, I think it's time. I think it's time for somebody to put in a little call to the captain.
You should call Abutsky. I mean, the Moose should call Abutsky.
The Moose should call Abutsky.
Hey, Abutsky.
Barbershop Window says Gretzky is a mole and he put a curse on Dallas with his voodoo. Aha! That's good. Other people are suggesting he may have planted a mic.
A Trojan horse.
A microphone.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be...
Just walked in with a mic and sit it down.
Yeah.
They'll never figure it out.
I'm going to give you this hockey stick and there's a mic taped to the blade. I want you to keep it
a
right
gift
here.
From me to you.
Hampton Steve texted, hey, Miko, it's me, Mess, the Moose. Get ready to learn about my trademark infringement laws. Call me.
My attorneys will call you.
That's good. Jason Leduc says, guys, I loved the way that Rantanen survived 2 natural disasters to become a star. Yes, that's right. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in game 1. Like we said earlier, the Oilers are 3-10 in their last 13 game 1s. Got one against Vegas, and one of the other 2 was against the Dallas Stars last year.
Do you want them
I do.
Okay.
I just
no. I see that. You know where I'm coming from with that. Eh?
You know, if they don't win, people start to doubt them, and then Connor gets angry, and they go on and they win the series.
He's already angry.
But I don't know, man. Why am I taking this off so awkwardly? I'd like to see them win game 1. Imagine how comfortable it was after winning game 1 against Vegas.
You want to see them win every game. I get it, but it's just a funny thing where that stat exists, but here they are again.
I would love to see them win game 1, but if they don't win game 1, not overly concerned. Is that fair? Is that a fair thing to say?
It sets up for the gentleman's sweep.
It does, doesn't it?
I mean, that's
a true gentleman's sweep.
Actively,
if they lose game 1 tonight, true gentleman's sweep would be the only option, which is kind of exciting. Hey, what do you think of this new Elks hat I got? I picked this up at Fan Day.
Yeah, it's a pronounced EE.
That's a big EE.
It's like an inch off the cap, like when you turn side. Like
yeah. I can't go through. I can't through doors like this because it pushes up so high.
No, the gold, the green with the gold
nice
outline. Yeah, CFL on the back.
This was available at their Fan Day, and then the best part is that if I want to be a non-homer, it's just got the CFL on the back, so I can wear that. And people are just like, look at Dusty, just supporting the league.
That's good.
That is an option.
Yeah.
That is an option for that's good today. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. That'll get you in the Paris Steelers inbox. One of your text messages will win text of the day today for A and W. So that's a positive. That's the reason you're going to want to get a little bit creative today and try to get one of your hilarious text messages into the mix.
And it's game day.
Oh yeah, Mama Burger and fries, $5.
You win text of the day on a game day.
You feed the family.
One of the best deals going.
Feed
right now.
the family by winning text of the day today. So that's something that you've got going for you as well. Jamie McLennan just after 7 o'clock. Wyshynski just after 7:30. 59 likes away from changing 300 in the 6 o'clock hour. So if you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We'd very much appreciate it. Let's get into that's a good for the Italian Center. If you've not yet taken advantage of the pepperoni principi, you're going to want to get your hands on this thing. May I suggest a little evening of Principi, and then maybe some 6 o'clock or lager you can pick up at Sobeys and Safeway Liquor on a great deal right now.
Another hell of a deal, yeah.
That's a nice night right there. Two places I want to go today for that's good. One, and I did say, selfishly for me, these 6 o'clock starts aren't great unless it's on a non-kids sports day.
After we complained lightly about the 8 o'clock, 8:30 puck drops in rounds 1 and 2,
for everybody else, I'm assuming this is a really good time.
Yeah.
So, it is nice that the Oilers have survived long enough that the National Hockey League must now put them into a good time slot.
Yes. And it's number one broadcaster.
This is the big time. You get Cuthbert and you get prime time.
Yeah.
That's a good. Now Marshall has a hockey game tonight. So I'm gonna probably, if I come to Boston Pizza, I won't be there till like midway through the second. I might still come by.
You have your suit on.
It's the lure of that Canadian poutine that.
That's where you're going. Hey,
well, I think maybe I will. Maybe I'll just get some wings if I show up. But yeah, Westgate Boston Pizza for the game tonight. Windermere Boston Pizza for lunch. And the oil stream today.
I love it. You can go. You can tiptoe all around that menu today.
Well, what if that poutine's so big I could get it for lunch and then bring the second half for dinner tonight at Boston Pizza?
Sure,
nobody would know.
2 of those pepperoni pizzas.
I want Tony to make me another stromboli, but keep those red onions in the fridge. If I get there,
he got you so up and then so down.
That was the all-time kick right in my balls. He goes, I'm gonna make you a stromboli. I was like, oh my God. Then he brings it out. He goes, it's my special twist. And he put red onions in it. I was like, I almost slapped him.
The Tomboli.
Like, how do you do this? Tony? So I'm issuing a warning to Tony right now. If you're gonna make a stromboli sandwich tonight, man, no red onions.
Yeah.
Just keep them for yourself.
Yeah.
More for you. It's a glorious place to be. So, the 6 o'clock start time is great for many of you. It's great for Tommy and Hernan and Cass. Like the post-game show will be reasonable time. I get it. I'll probably be more well-rested because I won't be staying up till 12:30 with the post-game show watching it and
our
tweeting
bodies.
Yeah.
Your
overall, it's
system,
good. But, if you have kids who are in sports, you know what's up. It's a bit of a tough one. Chris says, guys, so is Reed and Jay show going to be 1 hour only? No, it starts at 6. So what we're going to do there is Reed and Jay will have an Oilers heavy show, obviously, and then a 5 o'clock pregame. So we'll go for a 60-minute pregame with Tommy from Westgate Boston Pizza tonight.
Hour-long pregames during the week, hour and a half back on the weekend.
On the weekends, you'll get your 90-minute pregames. Yeah. But when Reed and Jay show's on, we're going to go 60-minute pregame. With that being said, I think their final half hour leading up will have either Tom or Hernan on with them. So basically just going to be a glorious extended pregame show with everybody involved.
Yeah, not a lot of Jay's talk leading up to that 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
They'll get the NBA conference finals out of the way early. And then
Amos Moses says, morning all. I'm in the same boat, Dusty. Baseball tonight and on Sunday for our youngest boy. These earlier game starts are making it tricky to roll with the Oilers. Go Oilers, go.
Why don't these leagues, knowing what's going on right now? You gotta be flexible. You gotta wait. They do in the NFL. Yeah. They flex the games.
Well, I was so excited
flex this
when I saw there was going to be a Sunday game.
Yeah,
because on Sunday Marshall has hockey at 4.
Okay,
and then we're going over to Coach Collins' place to have a barbecue after with the whole team. And I was thinking, well, the hockey's from like 4 to 5:15. By the time we get out of the dressing room, Marshall's usually one of the last kids in the room. We'll get out of there by 5:45. Get over for like a nice little 6 o'clock Sunday puck
Sure.
drop. Maybe the weather's good. We're having a barbecue. We're watching the game as a team. That would have been perfect. Instead, it's a matinee start. Now we'll be able to watch most of that game before going to hockey, but still missing out on a huge barbecue opportunity here, which frustrates me as well.
But the Americans like it.
American television, they got to have it. There's more important things going on, like regular season baseball.
Oh, Formula One. Is it Daytona weekend? Is that what it is? Done.
I'm not. I don't keep track of the Daytonas. Yeah. Bob Loblaw out in Lloyd says, Dusty, have the wife take Marshall.
There you go.
No, I mean, no. I'll see, here's the thing. I could see that. That would be reasonable. I could stay home with the Muzz. But, or she could take Muzz as well, and I could just come to BP's to start. But starting next weekend, I'm gone every weekend for like 5.5 months.
Tight spot.
So I don't have it. Like I hate when I have to leave on a Wednesday for a Thursday night football somewhere, and then I miss kids sports. So when I'm here, I do not want to miss kids sports for anything. So good suggestion, but not for $1 million. I could try to hit as many of these things as I possibly can. So not going to happen. Here's the other place where I wanted to go, and it was not good news yesterday, but it was a hell of a run for Norm from Cheers. George Wendt passing away yesterday. Was it 74?
Yeah.
Just an excellent character on Cheers.
My hero. I had a poster of him growing up.
Did you really?
No, but I mean.
Oh, geez, I thought
somebody suggested.
Sounds like something you would have done.
Well, I as a resident barfly myself, I took a lot of my game from him. Somebody suggested that we crack Cheers packs again on Friday in honor of Mr. Wendt.
This is not a bad idea. I was actually in it. I was in at Wayne's yesterday. I had to pick up a couple of cases for those net cord cards because they're super duper thick.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for any crack packers, I did pick up a couple of blaster boxes of NFL Prism. And we'll do some blaster boxes maybe Thursday in the crack pack. Or I might open them myself today. I don't know. I'm fighting it right now. I might want to open those.
Yeah.
Or maybe
then
do
what? You got to go back to Wayne's and get more?
I have to go get more. So we'll see on that front. But so this is what I wanted to get to with Norm. And I retweeted yesterday. Somebody put together an 18-minute video of every single time he walked through the door.
It's great.
And low-key shout out Diane always going, Norman? No. Like everybody yell Norm, and then you just hear Diane go, Norman?
And every time a witty, how you doing? Can I get you? And something like each time uniquely different. Not even on a theme or anything, but like
all the time different. And I think I ended up watching almost the entire 18
I did the whole thing.
Did you do the whole thing?
Well, at one point I was halfway through. I'm like, there's no,
I watched a good chunk of it. Then I was watching during bath time for the kids, so I kind of fast forwarded quickly to the end. But it was outstanding.
Also one of the best Simpson cameos ever when Homer walks into Cheers.
I watched that last night too. Did you retweet that one?
Brain dead hick. I'll kill you. I'll kill all you.
And then Homer runs out. Yeah, that was good too. Norm would be on the Mount Rushmore of television barflies, right? Like
he would be the goat. The spot. I don't know if you want an end spot or a
no. But here's where I wanted to go with it. Who get the other 3 spots?
Oh,
Cliffy Clavin. Are 2 of them from Cheers?
I think Cheers, since it's taking place in a bar, the 2 of them.
Norm and Cliffy got to be on there.
They got to be on there. Yeah.
What other TV shows have the barflies that would round out the Mount Rushmore of dudes in a bar on TV? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999, or hit us up over in the nasty chat. I was trying to think of this last night. Cheers. Also, I was at Cheers in Boston in February. How has nobody recreated though the actual Cheers bar? Like same layout, same everything. Like because Cheers in Boston is not even remotely close. I mean,
where the staff have to be characters, like you're
the
in character.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
I was watching the final scene last night because Norm is the last guy who talks with Sam and then walks out, and then Sam sort of walks around the bar.
And then the guy tries to get in.
The guy goes, "We're closed." Really good finish.
I'm a lucky son of a bitch.
So who would be the other? Oh, Barney from Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Barney Gumble would be on there for sure. So that's 3 of them. Norm, Cliff Clavin, Barney from Simpsons. Who's the 4th spot on the Barfly Mount Rushmore? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Barney for sure. That should have been an automatic.
Archie Bunker worked at a bar. And he bought a pub. And that was another show, a spinoff of All in the Family. He'd go to the bar the odd time, but...
So many Barney Gumble texts, yeah. Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother. Somebody said somebody from the Always Sunny in Philadelphia crew.
Ooh,
but they kind of owned and operated the bar.
They
did
do,
not?
but who... yeah, man. You could probably find somebody in there, but we could do better.
This text is and it says Dennis from Always Sunny. I'm about 7 seasons in to Always Sunny. There's a fourth one out there, but Barney, Cliffy, and Norm, for sure, are 3 of the top 4 on Mount Rushmore. Hampton C says, what about Frank from Always Sunny?
Yeah. They all sit at the bar at points. I mean, they all work there, but they also all, frequent and
yeah, they are always just popping in there. Probably somebody from Sunny. Leahy from Trailer Park Boys. No, see, now he's just a drunk.
Yeah,
he doesn't really sit at the bar
strip
very
club
often.
there the
Yeah.
odd time that
The doc is suggesting the stranger from The Big Lebowski, Sam Elliott. I mean, he's at the Wood, but he's in a bowling alley,
and it's a one-off.
I think it's different. I think it pops up a couple of times, but yeah, it's a movie. I mean, we're talking about a guy who would be at a bar consistently on a show. Keep those suggestions rolling in. A conch for old Normie.
Rickety Cricket. You know that?
Oh, yeah, Rickety Cricket. That poor guy. They ruined that guy's life so bad. Wasn't he a preacher?
He was his
a
life
preacher.
was on the straight and narrow. Yeah, and then
I don't know why I stopped watching Always Sunny, but I was... I put in a good... Remember, you got me started on it.
It's so good.
And then I watched 6 or 7 seasons, and I don't know, I just sort of fall off.
Made you a Creed tape. Oh, Creed, eh?
Oh, yeah, that was classic. Jack Tripper at the Regal Beagle in Three's Company. Yeah, Jack wasn't there. I mean, that was the place that they would go, him and Larry, but I don't know if he was... And he's not at that Barney, Norm, Cliffy Clavin.
No.
Maybe the fourth... No, I don't know. Is there not somebody else in Cheers that would fit in that?
Well, what's his face? Frasier. And there was a spinoff of
I'm not putting Fraser Crane on
I know, but I'm just saying he was a regular there, and one of the more well-known ones. But I always wanted to go sit in the background. Like, you're watching Cheers, but then the background happening in the different parts of the bar. Like, I always wondered, what's going on over there?
Yeah,
what
it looks like it got busier and busier the more later as they moved on, and Norm would come in, there'd be more people sitting around and stuff. Anyway, that was a hell of a run. Sad to see him pass away yesterday.
One of the best TV show settings, would you not argue? I mean, in terms of comfortability and just a homier set. I know they went out to other places. Remember the time Norm, he lifted up the basketball court and he saw the ice underneath? Like they went to the...
Well, it was all... I was thinking last night when they had the steady diet of him just walking in. One of them was when he walked into a house for like a house party and he walked in, same type of thing.
Yeah,
like, Norm...
Yeah. But that Cheers set was just... That
they didn't get away from it much.
No, like
and when I was watching last night,
homey.
I said, "Man, how incredible was it that they did a show that successful for that long at just one set?" Pretty damn impressive.
Love it.
Yeah, I like to go back and rewatch Cheers. Because Cheers ended when I was still pretty young.
They're rolling it on
haven't
some
done
channel.
a full. Are they?
Yeah, I've been PVRing it myself. I watched it. It's an easy watch.
Yeah, check in on that a couple times. All right. Coming up, we've got Jamie McLennan and Greg Wyshynski in hour number 2. We'll get Noodle's thoughts on Skinner last year against Dallas, had a 9.22. Might have been the best stretch of his career there. He was pretty damn good against the Dallas Stars. So we'll get into that a little bit coming up. Jake Ottinger, how do the others get to him? And is it as simple as being extremely physical with Mikko Rantanen to kind of limit his impact on this series? We'll get into all that. Jamie McLennan's coming up for Pro-Am Sports. That's a good for the Italian Center. Let's get to a sports update right now with Lieutenant Eric. If you are watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We're 19 likes away from changing 300 here in the first hour. We can get that while Eric does the update. Here we go. Take it away, Rick.
Frank Gallagher, Shameless.
I don't know Shameless, so I can't comment one way or the other.
You'd love it. Game day as the Oilers and Stars tangle again in another Western Conference final. Join Tom Gazzola and Edmonton Sports Talk live from Boston Pizza Westgate as he'll have your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows coverage beginning at 5 here on EST. Last night, Panthers cruising past the Hurricanes 5-2, taking Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Carter Verhaeghe had a goal and an assist, while Sergei Bobrovsky, 31 saves. Nathan McKinnon had a goal and 2 helpers as Canada would knock off Sweden 5-3 to finish atop Group A at the World Hockey Championships. Canada will now take on Denmark tomorrow. Thunder roll over the Timberwolves 114-88, taking Game 1 of the NBA's Western Conference Finals. Game 1 of the East Finals goes tonight from New York when the Knicks host the Pacers. Tip-off at 6. Jays shutting out the Padres 3-0, taking Game 1 of that 3-game set down in Toronto. The series will continue tonight. First pitch, 5:07. Up next, TSN's Jamie McLennan will join us to preview Oilers and Stars as Hour 2 of the Nielson Show gets underway here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tutti and Eric and all of the bad guys. Like Wyshynski and Noodles, Gadget and Gage. Maybe just bump out a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday Mandate. Shaggy's always on time, Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat left the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macramel, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him giving present, does he go forth? What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
7:04 on game day. The Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars tonight. Game 1. The Oilers took Game 1. A rare Game 1 victory for them last year in their series against the Stars. Ended up winning this thing in 6. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, just send the link to EST to your buddies so they too can hop in on the fun that we will be providing from now all the way up until puck drop. Nielson Show will go until 9 o'clock today. The Hangout from 9 to 11. It's a Wednesday, so Belsey will be in, I would think. And then Lock Shop and Oil Stream live from Windermere Boston Pizza today. Tommy and I will be there for that. Swing on by. I'll buy you a beer for lunch. Then from 1 to 3 EST afternoons.
You're not just going to take one off the tab at the end of the afternoon? Or
I know there's this big controversy last time. I mean, it was, so quickly, we'll reset here. Last time we were on location, we were at the Clairview location, the new one. It's amazing. And the Godfather came in. Big Uke was there. There was a bunch of people there. And I said, come in, I'll buy you a beer. And then everybody kind of finishes up their tabs. And Troy, who is my brother-in-law, for goodness sakes, he goes, hey.
He's always keeping you honest, though.
I thought you were going to buy beers. I said, well, yeah, sure. And so then I went to the waitress and I said, hey, take a beer off of their tabs and I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And so we had this huge debate on, are you actually buying a beer for somebody if you just take one off their tab already, as opposed to buying them an extra beer that was not originally on their tab?
Posthumous or whatever.
I still say I paid for the beer, so I bought them a beer. But they were saying, well, no, that's beers that we already had, and you wanted the extra beer, bonus beer. Which I think that's kind of bogus. I ended up paying for the beer.
You bought a beer.
I did. That's what I said. I'll buy you a beer.
You kept your...
Nielsen always pays his debts. It just sometimes takes a little while. But hopefully no controversy today. So join us for lunch at the Windermere Boston Pizza. Then we got EST Afternoons, the Reed Wilkins Show. That leads into the pregame show tonight with Tom Gazzola. He will be live at Westgate Boston Pizza for the pre and post game tonight of Game 1. Nielson Show brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox. And of course, Jamie McLennan, our first guest of the day, as always, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. Playoff game days just hit differently. Get your car, office, or fan space ready for wherever you cheer. Flags, decals, drinkware, and more by visiting Pro-Am today. Also, Pro-Am will be open on Sunday morning before Game 3 from 9 until 1. So if you're coming into town for the game, swing on by Pro-Am, get your swag, then head on down to the Ice District. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca.
A soup is a meal.
Well, it's kind of like that. I mean, I paid for one of their beers. To me, that is buying a beer.
Get the swordfish.
Let's bring in Noodles on this conversation. Noodles, is it technically buying somebody a drink if you just pay for one that was already on their tab?
Yes, because they've consumed it. It doesn't matter. Yes. Like, you paid for it. So whether they've consumed it or it's sitting in front of them, you paid for it. So you did buy that group a beer. It just happened to be in their stomach. Like, you paid for it. They had consumed it already, but they're not paying for it. You paid for it. So I agree with you. I mean, I think to end the argument, you just double down and go, okay, I'll get you another beer. But then that's being overly generous. Like, what have they done for you? So
I'm going to buy him 2 beers. I didn't say I'd buy him 2 beers. I said I'd buy him 1 beer.
Yeah, you buy 1 beer, and regardless if it's been consumed or not, you paid for it. So that's the semantics of it. That's on them. That's not on you.
The plot twist here is that I usually have a tab at BP's anyway that they cover. So
we don't
it doesn't matter. I shouldn't even have brought that up. But technically, BP's paid for the beer. But whatever. It doesn't matter.
Semantics.
All right. Jamie McClennon with us on the show this morning. As always, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously sub to the channel. Noodles, here we go again. Oilers and Dallas Stars. We saw last year the Oilers took Game 1, a rare Game 1 victory. They've only 3-10 in their last 13 Game 1s, but they got one against Vegas, and one of them was against Dallas last year in overtime, and then ended up winning that series in 6. Stuart Skinner was great. But Mikko Rantanen was not a Dallas Star last year. We know he's been the driving force so far. How do you contain him? How do you shut him down? How do you try to make him, as limited as you possibly can?
I think it's time and space, and I know we've seen recently McDavid and Draisaitl a little bit chippy in their media about their, defensive play as a group. But I will say this, they need to continue that same type of effort. I thought they were very determined defensively the last couple games against LA and that whole series against Vegas. And that's where they need to be. And determined defensively it's not stifling them offensively. It's just being smart with the puck. And it's forwards helping the D out and the D exiting the zone very quickly but efficiently. And what I mean by that, I've talked about it on this show. I think Evan Bouchard has been fantastic because he's been quiet. When he plays a noisy game, it's not good because, yes, offensively, he can be noisy, but he can also be defensively noisy, which is a counterproductive for the group. So I think the focus has to be limiting time and space for their top players. And that's Rantanen, that's guys like Robertson, that's Hintz. But you also have to be mindful, as deep as the Oilers are, Dallas is deep because we haven't seen Matt Duchene really show up in the playoffs yet. Guys like that Jamie Benn who can be impactful, and you've got to find a way. It's almost like all 4 lines have to win their shifts, and whoever they're facing, they have to do a job not only defensively, but chip in offensively. That's what we saw against Vegas. They need to continue that here against Dallas.
Noodles, through the first 2 series here, going through the Pacific, Darcy Kemper, they solved that equation. I know Dusty likes to bring up the fact that, he may have goalied them in the game and they still won.
They still won that one game. He was unreal.
You got to be encouraged with how the Oilers kind of unlock these goaltenders along the way. Aiden Hill, maybe... some people arguing got in his kitchen, whatever, but that's done in the past. Ottinger is a different animal. How do they go about cracking this code in terms of, getting the best of Jake Ottinger? Is it a lot more? I mean, I guess every goalie is traffic in front of the net. This is the playoffs. This is what you do. You muck it up. But what's the key to cracking his code?
Well, he's a big goaltender who has really good athleticism in the net. I would say if you could bottle up the way they played against Adin Hill, and I'm not saying run him over. Evander Kane ran over Adin Hill on that Hyman goal, I believe it was. But it's you've got to get in his grill. You've got to keep him in his net because he's 6'5" and he moves well. So he's a big goaltender, covers a lot of net, and has really good, I call it extremities, really good feet, really good hands. So if you can, get to him as far as, and they've got the players to do it. It's Kane, it's Hyman, it's Frederick, it's Janmark, it's all these guys getting to the front of the net, paying a price, and making life difficult. The one thing I noticed against Vegas, it all wasn't picture perfect goals. These were playoff goals, mucking it up. Corey Perry's going to build a house there. Like, that's what you need to do. And I agree. I thought Darcy Kemper, obviously him being a Vezina finalist, there's a reason why. He was fantastic all year. He allowed 5 goals once the whole season, and then the Oilers got to him, and it was a 5-spot every night, it felt like. And Adin Hill, same thing. The guy's a cup champion, knows how to play. The Oilers wore him down. They're going to have to do that with Jake Ottinger. And now Dallas is a lot like Vegas. They defend very well. They have some mobile D, but they also have, I'm going to butcher his name, but Bichelle, I think that number 6 mutant on D. Yeah. They've got some bite back there as well. So you're going to have to fight through that. But I think a lot of it is shot volume, but also, the way, how smart you are in your shots. And not only just picking corners, but maybe making life difficult for Ottinger. And if you can get to him, that will be, massive, because he is, honestly, I believe a stat from Sport Logic, every one of his starts in the playoffs has been a quality start, which is impressive. And he's stolen, I believe, 2 games as well. So this is a guy that is going to be their biggest test, and they're going to have to make life difficult for him.
Yeah, no off nights for Ottinger so far in these playoffs. So the Oilers are going to have to try to give him 1 or 2 in this series. 5-on-5 is going to be interesting because the Oilers have been excellent 5-on-5 so far in the playoffs, and the Dallas Stars really haven't been. Wyatt Johnston's minus 13 in 13 games, which is kind of remarkable. A lot of these guys have not been good at 5-on-5 so far, but their power play has been better than the Oilers. Their penalty kill has been better than the Edmonton Oilers. How much of this series do you think comes down to either the Oilers' penalty kill being excellent or just staying out of the box and playing this thing 5-on-5?
I think it is. As you get deeper into the playoffs, everything is a lot tighter and contested. So 5-on-5 play is important, especially if you can come out on the plus side, but it's going to be special teams. And your power play, I saw Chris Knobloch. I love the fact that he still continues to push and say, our power play needs to be better. I think their penalty kill, has, for the most part, has figured it out, but you can't take your foot off the gas on that. If they could get Ekholm back, that certainly would help the power play. The penalty kill. But that being said, we also have to temper expectations on Ekholm because he'd be jumping on not just a moving train, a train that's moving 1,000 miles an hour, this deep into the playoffs. But, I think the group as a whole, you add Stetcher in, who's got some bite. He's not a big body, but he's mobile and he'll make plays. Klingberg's been fantastic. I think Nurse has been really good when pressed. Bouchard, I talked about it. So this defensive core has held up. Jake Wallman's been fantastic as well. I think as a 6-man group, they still have to continue to try and find another level. And I thought they were terrific against Vegas.
Well, and just to touch on special, I'll get to Stuart Skinner here with you, Noodles, but Dallas, that penalty kill just behind the Panthers and Hurricanes in net percentage.
PK too,
that's going to be something. But Stuart Skinner, back-to-back shutouts here coming in. Traditionally done well against Dallas, looking back to last year in these playoffs. Does this continue? I know it's hard to kind of gaze into that crystal ball. I know Kelvin Pickard, the status of him is still kind of up in the air, but we've seen how he's played these playoffs. It's good to go into this one knowing that you have, a couple of goaltenders that have played, that have some legs under them. as opposed to one guy in Jake Ottinger. But what do you make of Skinner heading into this one, the confidence where he might be at mentally? And obviously, as I mentioned, coming off those 2 shutouts against Vegas.
Well, I think the confidence should be high, but it's also, I look at it, every series is a blank slate. So, when you play against Vegas, you play against LA, you start to determine how that series is going to go. You start to pick up on tendencies of the team that you're playing. Now this is a blank slate. Yes, I heard Skinner's comments yesterday saying kind of feels like deja vu. Well, yeah, because they're playing the same team and it's deep into the playoffs. But you've got to find a way. And keep in mind, Skinner's last game against Dallas in the playoffs, he stole that game. That was game 6. He was brilliant.
Unbelievable.
What were the shots like? Shots were like 36-12 or
I think
something.
it might have even been 40. Like, that was the best. I think that was the best game of his career.
It might have been. He stole that game, and it was just a game of, like, we're going to flick the puck out to center ice and have Dallas regroup and just come back in and try and score. They held on in that game. So Skinner should draw strength from the fact that he's played against Dallas and he's played well his last couple games. But it is a blank slate, and he's got to establish himself again. And, I think it's an opportunity for him. And we saw how chippy McDavid was at the end of the series. You would have think they lost the series in his media, how grumpy he was. He said, maybe that'll shut some people up. You know what it is it's an opportunity for people to rally around Stu and go, hey, this is the guy that we wanted to see all year. This is the guy that we know that there's the capability there. So I would flip it the other way and say, it's an opportunity for him to continue to change the narrative of lack of consistency. And if he has a consistent series, he doesn't have to outplay Ottinger and dominate the series. What he needs to do is give them good goaltending when they need it. And he certainly did that in the last couple games. And I hope they give him the type of defense that he needs so they go hand in hand. And I think that'll be very, very important here, especially, starting in game 1 on the road. As you mentioned before, historically, they haven't been great in game 1. So maybe they're trying to change the narrative because they did that against Vegas in the last series.
Oilers' power play has been pretty good at home, but awful on the road so far in these playoffs, Noodles. It's a unit that's been together for a long time. They have mixed in Corey Perry now a little bit more than Zach Hyman, but just your thoughts on where that power play is at right now heading into the series against one of the best penalty kills in the postseason. Did we lose? I think Noodles froze.
He's thinking
about the power play question.
That was
I was like, wow, he's well. Let's get him to reconnect.
Schwab.
Noodles will reconnect, and we'll get back on. I've just sent over the early bird bet. We'll have that coming up.
I really
for
like
a bit.
the nasty chat in Paris Truler's inbox. Kane was pushed.
I know everyone's like, Kane was pushed too. Yeah, but Kane was going to the net hard.
I mean,
hopefully we get Noodles back because I do want his thoughts on the power play. As good as the Oilers are 5-on-5, you would like to see that power play, take care of some business on the road, especially tonight. So that would be big. So we'll get into that with Noodles. Also want his thoughts on Florida looking like an absolute wagon. And then overdrive yesterday after the Leafs going out the way they did. I think that would be pretty, that's a good conversation to have as well. So we'll see if he can, reconnect. Hopefully we can get him back. I thought he was just thinking really hard about that power play goal.
We'll assume that's what it is. He needed to take a timeout, towel off.
Yeah, let's get this by. Let me just text him and see if he can hop back in here. Maybe I don't know if the link. You might have to do that whole different browser thing. Could be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but hopefully we'll get him back because we don't want to be done with Noodles just yet. Are you concerned about the power play at all? Like it's been pretty darn good at home, but on the road,
as you mentioned, it's got awful. But 0 for 14, I do believe, is the last number I saw. And then you factor in that Dallas penalty kill, which is just a couple of notches behind that of Florida and Carolina. So I think that's a concern. Worry is a strong word, but if there's any team that you shouldn't worry about in any metric or getting a part of their game going, it's the Oilers, right? But this will be a challenge. That's a test. That's something that we didn't really key on yesterday, obviously deeper dive today. But the Dallas penalty kill, especially at home against the Oilers power play, is something to watch.
All right, 780-218-9999. Are you concerned at all about the power play? Noodle says he's trying to reconnect, Trev, but it's not popping up So, we got him. All right, let's bring Jamie McLennan back in. Look, I think he's on a different device. Noodles, there you are. Look at this, a different angle and everything. You're blowing my mind
because
right now.
I was on my computer and then all hell's breaking loose, and I thought my pets' heads were falling off because I was like, "Is this me or what?" I was in the middle of a great rant, and then I just look up and my face is all distorted in the screen.
We thought you were just thinking really hard about that power play question. We waited for about 2 minutes. Like, Noodles, what's going on here? No, but the power play, Noodles, what do you think?
Well, I think the power play has to get their act together as far as, to me, when Edmonton's power play is on, they're creative and there's lots of motion. And they almost create chaos. What they do is try and open up seams. They have their set plays, obviously. Well, Hyman, or now it'll be Perry, that slides to the back door and you can bank it off him. Draisaitl goes to his spot down low. McDavid starts circling, the zone and opening up lanes. To me, it was too stagnant against Vegas. Now, Vegas was very aggressive, but they need to move the puck quickly and be decisive. And the one thing is, you can't pass it into the net. You got to establish a shot, and I think Bouchard needs to establish that big shot, and then you start moving things around. So, they call it KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I think they got to dumb it down a little bit and then get creative, because they have 5 creative guys on the ice, and they got, you've got to create that chaos where the penalty kill gets discombobulated, and then they start opening holes up, and that's when you can pick them apart. So I think that power play is critical. Obviously, they're the best in the league on entries because McDavid just skates it in every time. So I think it's more, but even against Vegas, I'll be honest, I thought Draisaitl struggled with the puck a little bit. I really thought that he was struggling to settle the puck down on that half wall. And, a lot of times he's so good at moving the puck quickly or making that little bump play. And it was almost like he was slower and deliberate. So I think they just got to speed up their play a little bit and with a purpose. That's what I would say.
Does anything that happened in the Western Conference really matter? Because Florida looks like they're just going to walk to a Stanley Cup again. I mean, how's Carolina dealing with last night's loss?
Well, I think, you look at Florida, they just continued their ass beating from Friday night to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, it was almost like they just had a cookie cutter and just said, okay, we're going to do this against Carolina. And I thought Carolina was going to play, like they play a lot more like Florida, the tight checking in your face. And Florida just beat them at their own game. And I didn't think Freddie Anderson had his goods. Sometimes on a little bit of a layover where you win in 5 and you're kind of just sitting there. That's what worries me a little bit for the Oilers, where, you've been sitting there and you haven't been able to rev the engine up a little bit. I thought Carolina was just a step behind and Florida was rocking. It was almost like they carried that Game 7 momentum over to Game 1. I think we'll see a different Carolina game tomorrow, and they'll push back on Florida. I don't think that's going to be a cakewalk, but I do think that Florida's rolling. And I even said this on my show. Florida found something. They found their game after the first 2 games, where I think they kind of waded into the series against the Leafs. They lost the first 2 games, and they didn't look that great. From games 3 to 7, that was the Florida Panthers, and there's a reason why they moved on.
Well, and Noodles, your chance to eulogize the Leafs right now. Marner, we all know about that. We heard the words spoken yesterday. It was kind of, selling their fans the hope of that Game 7 was almost the worst thing, just totally not showing up. Your thoughts on the Leafs, how that all ended, and what's to come next?
Well, obviously it ended in an embarrassing fashion. I think there's a lot of fans that I talked to even yesterday that said they could have lived, you could live with a loss. But let's say it's an overtime loss or a 3-1 empty netter or something where they battled hard, but Florida just was the better team. That wasn't the case. They got ran out of their own building in the last 2 home games, to the point where they got booed off the ice. And there were, listen, I don't condone this. I don't like fans throwing stuff on the ice and throwing jerseys and stuff like that. I don't care for that. But in the end, the fans can do what they want because they paid thousands of dollars to go watch that nonsense. And it was games 5 and 7 that were just awful. And give credit, as I just did, to the Florida Panthers but there was no pushback. I termed it yesterday. I thought the Toronto Maple Leafs had an out-of-body experience. It was almost like they were watching themselves play and going, who the hell is that making that play? But it just, and to a man, it wasn't. When your captain comes out, it says, we had too many passengers. And your coach, in the second period, his head almost popped off. He was screaming at his team. I don't think a coach ever has to scream at his team in the second period, like of a game 7. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like game 7's the coach walks in and everybody should be dialed up going, we're ready to go here. But that wasn't the case. It was insanity. So definitely black armband day yesterday for Toronto Maple Leafs fans. I think the fallout is, in my opinion, it's more the core 4, that group is all wired the same way. You've got 4 players that play the same way. I think you can win and be competitive with maybe 2 of them, not all 4, and maybe distribute the money somewhere else to have more depth and more bite, and maybe a defenseman that is more a number 1. I looked at it. The last 4 teams right now that are in the playoffs, all of them for the most part have a definitive number 1 puck-moving defenseman. With Carolina, yes, Slavin is more of a stay-at-home, but he's an unbelievable defenseman. But let's not forget Brent Burns is a really good puck-moving defenseman. He just happens to be 50 years old. So, it's the same thing with, I'm joking, but he's 40, and same thing with Corey Perry. But those guys game at 40, they've been able to adapt it. So I look at the last 4 teams that are standing. All of them have elite defensemen that can move the puck and skate. And I look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think their D are good. They defend well. I love Chris Tanev. As a group, I think they're fantastic. But they don't have a definitive puck-moving defenseman that helps get the talented forwards the puck. And Florida exposed that.
Noodles, as always, man, great stuff. We appreciate you reconnecting. Thanks a lot for that.
No, I know. Listen, I told you I'd stay all hour. I'll start my workout if I have to on the treadmill, and we'll just go through this. But honestly, I've got my back scratcher. We're ready to roll. So we'll be chatting soon.
All right, good stuff, man. Talk to you next week. There you go.
Thanks for having me.
That's Jamie McLennan.
Put that being a paywall, hey?
Yeah.
Squats next.
Over in the Nasty Club today, you can see Jamie McLennan work out.
$20.
Brought to you by Pro Am Sports. They're open Sunday from 9 until 1 leading up to the game. Let's get to our early bird bet of the day for Play Alberta. Then Greg Wyshynski on the other side of 7:30 here. Free advice still coming up as well. If you've not yet used our promo codes over on the Play Alberta app, if you've not yet downloaded the app, do it, or go to playalberta.ca. Deposit $20, use the code 100sports, and you will get a $100 free bet. Deposit $5, use the code YAG50, and you'll get a $50 free bet. This is for both new and existing users. We'll have another run of codes for you in the month of June as well. Here's what I put up for today. It's in our EST specials page at Play Alberta. Oilers to win. Connor McDavid, 2+ points, and a Bouchard assist, plus 382. Connor McDavid, and I know they haven't had a lot of success in game 1s, but they have had it against Dallas. They did have it last round. Connor McDavid averages 2 points per game in game 1s. Saw that stat last night pop up on an NHL feed somewhere.
You said, give me that. Put it right in the pocket.
I will take that.
One, please.
I will take that for... let me see here. I might... let's say... Can't remember if it was the Oilers game day report. Where is it here? Connor McDavid has 30 career points in 15 game 1s. So yes, he averages 2 points per game in game 1s. So let's just ride with that tonight. Oilers to win, McDavid 2+ points, and an Evan Bouchard assist. Plus 382. You can ride with us right now. It's a pretty good number. Plus 382 over at Play Alberta. Download the app today if you haven't already. What you play within Alberta stays in Alberta. All right, Greg Wyshynski's on the other side. He's covering that Eastern Conference final. We'll get his thoughts on Florida's Game 1 victory and where does the answer come from for the Carolina Hurricanes. And he did pick Dallas to win the Stanley Cup.
Correct. Noted Oiler hater.
He picked Oilers one year, then Oilers again. This year he went Stars. We will give him one opportunity. to bail on that prediction.
Okay.
Coming up next. So that's on the way. But let's get to a sports update right now for the fine folks out at Park Mazda.
Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals tonight from Dallas. It's the Oilers and Stars for the second straight season. Join Tom Gazzola and Edmonton Sports Talk as we'll be live from Boston Pizza Westgate with the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage beginning at 5 here on EST. Last night, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals saw the Panthers cruise past the Hurricanes from Raleigh 5-2. Nathan McKinnon, a goal and 2 assists. Canada defeating Sweden 5-3 at the World Hockey Championships as Canada will top Group A. Canada will now take on Denmark tomorrow. Thunder over the Timberwolves 114-88, taking Game 1 of the NBA's Western Conference Final. Game 1 of the East Finals goes tonight from New York when the Knicks host the Pacers, tip-off at 6. And the Jays, with a Anthony Santander 2-run shot in the 5th, would go on to shut out the Padres 3-0. That series will continue tonight. First pitch, 5:07. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he's just here for the tush-push talk. It's voting day.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says, like, he wants to be formal, but he's also here to party too.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's sweet. Good night, golden nights. Cup and put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, 'cause you can't beat Stuart Skinner. Good night, golden nights. Oh, it is so sweet.
Oh, it was so sweet, wasn't it? Good night, Golden Nights. Up next, the Dallas Stars. Free advice for Damon Bunting coming up. It is the Nielson Show, brought to you today and every day by our great partners out at South Fort Chevrolet. Check them out, www.southfortchev.com. Truck Month is on right now with deals that hit harder and more often than Evander Kane and Zach Hyman on Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. Paris Jewelers inbox taking a pretty good pounding today, so keep texting us there, 780-218-9999. Noodles was texting me pictures of his modem. It was his internet that cut out. That was the issue.
Classic. Hey?
He's got pictures of his whole computer set up.
I love how he sends you the proof.
I like how he just thought I doubt him. Like, sorry, I don't believe you. You're going to need to send me photos of your modem.
I thought when you said photos, it was him working out.
No, it's
even better.
Photos of his internet
Jeez,
setup. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio, where they got that all pickle menu now available over at Popeyes. All right, we've got Greg Wyshynski set to join us now. He's covering the Eastern Conference Final, so we'll probably start there with Wyshynski, who pops in this morning. Mr. Wyshynski, happy Wednesday. How are you, sir?
I got to pause on the tush push for a second.
Yeah.
I'm just happy as a hockey fan that the NHL has never created a rule or anything specifically designed to damage like one or two teams that are really good at something. Oh, look, wait, is that a trapezoid I see behind the crease? Oh my goodness. What's that doing there?
Don't you dare allow your goalie to play the puck in the corner, because they're too good at it.
There was two guys named Marty. They both could play the puck, and both their teams won Stanley Cups. And then all of a sudden, Brendan Shanahan's like, let's put a shape behind the crease. That'll fix it. And I mean, it had some good effects. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it made the game better, but it's just funny to see the NFL going through this thing where there's two teams that do the tush push well. And there's going to be legislation because they haven't figured out a way to stop it other than going through Congress to pass a law that you can't do it anymore.
So it turns out that Brendan Shanahan's not good at fixing things then. Is that what he's determined here?
Well, we'll see if he's good at fixing the Islanders, because he might end up there next.
Talk about punishment, eh? God, that would suck. That would suck. All right, Wyshynski, Eastern Conference Final. I mean, you're watching this thing a little bit more closely than we are. I mean, we were asked the question this morning, and I didn't want to just say it, but people are like, Dusty, is that Eastern Conference final over? Like Carolina, I thought that would be the one they get to kind of get this thing going, and they certainly did not. So how much does game one lead us to believe that this is Florida all the way again here?
Well, it's a real kick in the cojones for the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Like, it's not just a win in game one for the Florida Panthers. They did everything that Carolina does. They took everything that Carolina does well and flipped it on them.
Yeah.
You know, like they scored 2 power play goals. First team in the playoffs to do that. The Hurricanes had killed 28 of 30 power plays in the playoffs, had only given up 1 power play goal on home ice. On home ice, they were 5-0. They were scoring over 4 goals a game, so the offense wasn't a concern for them on home ice. The Panthers even kept the shot attempts pretty tight for most of the game until the Hurricanes made their comeback in the third, or attempted to at least. So everything that Carolina is feeling pretty good about coming into that game all of a sudden goes to crap. And so, you know, the Panthers hit the ground running. It's 48 hours after a game 7. They talked about managing their emotions. Paul Maurice talked about going from playing, you know, Toronto to playing Carolina, 2 very different teams. They did everything they needed to do to prepare, and they absolutely took it to Carolina in game 1. And for those asking in the audience, look, I'd like a long series. I'd like an entertaining series. Hell, I'd like to see people like Brent Burns and Taylor Hall and Freddie Anderson play for a Stanley Cup, or a Rod Brindamore team play for a Stanley Cup. But I picked the Panthers in 6, and I think I might have been a little bit too long with that pick based on what I saw last night.
So, I mean, if there is a path to salvage this thing, what is it for Carolina? Like, who do you look to that says, okay, it's going to have to be you this series, man. Go get this done.
Well, I mean, the obvious thing is score the first goal. I mean, they get to their structure. They play much better. You know, the Panthers, I said this on Twitter last night. The Panthers are the most blood in the water team I've ever seen. Like, they score and they see a wound and they just want to rip the wound open. And they just keep scoring and scoring and scoring. They stay on the attack. So, you know, giving them a little bit of concern, giving them a little bit of doubt, having them climb out of a hole. Like, look, the Leafs beat them twice in a row in Toronto. Like, this isn't an unbeatable Panthers team if you can get to your game. But, you know, the Hurricanes didn't get to the game at all last night. Their offense looked ineffective. Again, uncharacteristic that their special teams would be as bad as they were. And, you know, there were moments last night that they had. There were opportunities that were created. They had some grade A chances. Either Bob stops them, or, you know, it goes off the stick the wrong way on a deflection. Like, they did get to him a little bit. But again, the problem there is that Florida knows that. And Florida has things to clean up themselves. And if, you know, they've shown anything, and I think game 7 against the Leafs is a great example, they are really good at adjusting on the fly when things don't go well game to game.
Greg Wyshynski with us on the show this morning. Greg, we did say in the last segment that we were going to give you one chance to get off your Dallas Stars are going to win the Stanley Cup prediction that you made at the beginning of the year, and go back to your 2 previous predictions of the Edmonton Oilers winning the Stanley Cup. So would you like to take that window here, or are you still confident in your Dallas Stars pick?
This is like I'm holding a long shot Super Bowl ticket, and you're asking me to put it on the market to like sell it before the bet cashes. Now, by the way, I don't have any bets on hockey anymore because ESPN has a sports book. Just put it out there, okay? But I'm not going off the Stars. If they win, I look like a genius. If they lose, then Edmonton goes to the Cup final. I'm happy about that, despite what people might think. What's funny though is that if you look at the pre-playoff predictions, there are only 2 ESPN hockey fan experts that still have their Stanley Cup pick. No one else picked Dallas except for me. And no one else picked Edmonton except for Mark Messier.
Of course,
So
the Moose.
Either me, Greg Wyshynski, who can't really skate backwards all that well, will be the one who is smart here, or Hockey Hall of Famer Mark Messier will be the one who is smart here. We'll see who wins this battle of wits in the Dallas-Edmonton series. By the way, that's to say that no one picked Carolina or Florida to win the Cup, which is kind of nuts when you think about it right now.
Who did everybody pick?
I look back at it, man. Vegas was really heavy. Colorado was really heavy because people assumed that they were going to beat Dallas in the first round. I think that's why nobody picked Dallas, because they just assumed that without Heiskanen and without Robertson, Colorado was going to whack them. No one really prognosticated this thing all that well. I probably didn't either. I'm worried about Edmonton, man. Like, the fact that they are winning so much without needing Connor and Leon to grab them by the scruff of their neck and drag them to victories. The fact that their defense looks as good as it does, which I never thought would happen based on what we saw in the regular season. I mean, they're peaking at the right time. They scare the hell out of me as somebody who's picked Dallas in the series. I still think the Stars are going to win. I think home ice is really big here. And I think Ottinger is playing really well, which is good for Dallas. But they're certainly not catching Edmonton at the right time. Edmonton's playing really good hockey right now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, your tail of the tape for this series. Is it Ottinger? Is it? We talked about, Edmonton's struggles on the road with the power play, and Dallas coming to this one a couple of notches behind both Florida, Carolina in terms of net penalty kill. Like, where do you kind of see this one going? I know you picked Dallas, but in this series, like, do you have a game count? Do you have any sort of summary that you can provide here?
Yeah,
show us your homework, Wyshynski.
Yes,
show us your homework.
Yeah. I picked Dallas in 7.
If you look at the expected goals against, the 5-on-5.
What are we gonna do here? I picked Dallas in 7 again. They just like Edmonton is getting Ekholm back. Obviously, like Dallas got Heiskanen and Robertson back. They've been integrated back in the lineup. A lot is going to depend on Mikko Rantanen in this series, and we have a new Conn Smythe out. Watch today on ESPN.com. It's very interesting that the sports books have McDavid as the Conn Smythe leader. The actual voters, many of whom will have votes on the Conn Smythe if their teams advance, have Rantanen overwhelmingly as the top choice. He was named on every ballot, while McDavid wasn't. He I don't want to say he petered out, but he only had 1 assist in the last 3 games of that Winnipeg series. They're going to need that line of him, Hintz, and Granlund to be as dominant as they were for that stretch at the end of the Colorado series, beginning of the Winnipeg series. They need that line to be an engine. If it's not, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. They do have good depth. I mean, it's hard to say that they're winning the depth battle with the way that Edmonton's depth is playing, but Edmonton has Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. When that Finnish Mafia line is clicking, they're as effective offensively. So they need Rantanen to really get back to his dominant self in the series.
Who do they have as number 2 in the Conn Smythe right now? It's McDavid and Rantanen. Yeah. Who else though? Like, who else is even a contender?
Listen, logistically, I had to have these ballots in before game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final.
Okay.
So Freddie Anderson gave up 5 goals and 20 shots last night. There's a very good chance that Sergei Bobrovsky has already leapfrogged him, but he was second amongst all voters because his numbers were incredible. And listen, man, it's one game. He could run it back and pitch a shutout in game 2 behind a stout Carolina effort, and all of a sudden we're back on the Freddie tip. But he was second on the ballots because the voting was done before what we saw last night, where he just got marauded and gave up a couple softies.
Greg, before we let you go, got to know if there's a hot take here on the Toronto Maple Leafs, or is it just the same as everybody else? You got to have the core 4 split up, and I'm not sure Shanahan should be calling the shots anymore. What do you think happens there?
So if we were playing video poker, right, I would hold Matthews, and I would hold Nyes, right, and I would hold Nylander, and then everyone else can be shuffled. Like, you can just reshuffle the whole deck after that. I don't want to see. I never want to see Mitch Marner in a Maple Leaf uniform, fake yelling at his teammates on the bench and then doing absolutely nothing himself. Like, I'm done with it. Like, he'll be great somewhere else. There's a ton of other places he'll be great. It's just not going to work in Toronto. And honestly, that's going to be part of his legacy. Part of his legacy is never having done enough to win in the place where he always wanted to win. But they blew their window to trade him when they had the chance. And it's been interesting to see the Kyle Dubas revisionist history, where now Kyle is the conquering hero, the man facing the administration trying to break up the core 4, and Shanahan says no. Now Kyle's the smart one again, I guess. But yeah, you need to bust it open. You need to change the mix in the core. Matthews was all kinds of hurt, man. And the idea that you're going to trade that guy is insane. Nylander was the best of some bad performances in the playoffs. And I really like Nyes. He's the kind of player you need in the playoffs. But you can literally, like Morgan Riley, like, what are we doing? Like, just you could change the entire makeup of the rest of that roster, and I'd be fine with it.
Greg, as always, man, we appreciate the time. We'll do it again next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy Marner next to McDavid next year. By the way.
Oh, geez. No, we don't need that. We don't need that heat here. We don't need that. That's Greg Wyshynski. Why do you have to sneak that in?
I was mentioning that earlier in the fall when you were out sick and Will Fraser was doing the shows.
Financially, you can't. I mean, technically,
Right
I
now
know
you
some
can't.
people have sent in some lineups where, you know.
Look, we were fitting Rantanen into the.
I know. Well, I know.
I mean, you can do a lot of things.
I mean, the thing with Marner here, I'll say this.
Yes, this is all hypothetical.
The thing with Marner here is that he can sort of just ride shotgun with guys. He will not have to be the guy who carries them anywhere. He would just have to be an extremely good playmaker. But what, like
97 shooter.
That's it. He's not a shooter. That's why it doesn't work to me. It doesn't work for me. No. Him and his dry hair need to go down to San Jose and yell at Celebrini.
Yeah,
for a
it
couple
needs
years.
to be a Disney-like
Like,
market, right? Like that's where you.
Yeah, go to Los Angeles and pass the puck to Byfield. Pass the puck to Kempe. And if Marner goes to Chicago or San Jose, I see Blake over in the chat saying Chicago, San Jose. You could be a lifelong loser. Like I feel that's not where you want to go.
Well, San Jose, Chicago markets that do have.
They got money.
Well, and they have some young chips that could.
Yeah, but I don't know if Chicago's even trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what'll happen in San Jose. Like that has to be a long-term play for you. If you're Mitch Marner,
yes, yeah.
How could your motivation not be, in addition to getting money, and he'll get the bag somewhere, but how could your motivation not be to win a Spite Cup somewhere, to look back at Maple Leafs fans and go, F you. Like that.
Sure.
If that's not his number one motivation, then I wouldn't want him anywhere near my team anyway. Like if Mitch Marner just wants to get 13 mil and go skate around for 8 years in San Jose and maybe make the playoffs twice, then you don't want that guy on your team anyway. Like that guy needs to have his focus on finding some team that could possibly take a run at a cup and go be a part of something special somewhere else as an FU to the market of Toronto. If he goes and signs in San Jose and Chicago for a bunch of bucks, that's a Kevin Durant going to the Warriors move. We're just like, it's one of the weakest moves of all time. Pretend that you want to win and go somewhere and get that thing done. Like
they all play for the cup.
Anyway, not here in Edmonton. I mean, I got time for it, but I don't know. I don't think it's not necessary.
Martin says Marner to Ottawa to get the Leafs fans an FU.
Okay, but then you got to roll back in and beat the Leafs with the Sens.
Yeah.
I mean, with Marner on that,
it really adds some spice to that already heightening rivalry. And with Ottawa coming on now, hey, like that's something you could.
I don't know. Vegas always finds a way to do something you don't expect them to do. Could Marner be a Golden Knight next year?
Absolutely. Anybody can be a Golden Knight.
Anybody, yeah. The Golden Knights operate under this imaginary salary cap and seem to find ways to always get things done. Dorsline Danger says, didn't Durant win with the Warriors? Yeah, but I'm saying is that it's the weakest move of all time. Everybody knows it. Kevin Durant going to the Warriors was the weakest move of all time. You had the Warriors down 3-1. They came back and beat you. Then you went and joined them. That's weak. It would be Marner going to the Florida Panthers. That would be the equivalent.
Yeah.
Which would I will say this. That would kind of be hilarious.
Well, and we talk about Vegas adding anybody. I mean, Jones and Marchand. Like, who's to say that they don't go off?
Could you imagine?
I could.
The Panthers rolling in to play Toronto next year with Mitch Marner and then spanking him again.
That dry hair would look great in a Panthers kit.
That would be funny. That would be very funny. All right, let's get into free advice for Damon Bunting. Buying or selling, Bunting is your guy. You just want to give this guy a hug. That's how nice a guy he is. If you're thinking about moving and you want your home to be in good hands and the process to be in good hands, Damon Bunting is your guy. One of the top producing realtors in the greater Edmonton area for almost 2 decades. He and his team, which includes his son, which is awesome, they'll help you find the right home. Simple as that. Great community guy.
Maybe
community driven.
Marner could reach out. You know,
I mean,
in
he
terms
might
of
want
finding
to.
a home. The right.
I wouldn't want Marner anywhere near Damon Bunting in the agency. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. He's just all-time community guy, Damon Bunting. Check him out, DamonBunting.com or on Instagram. His handle is Damon Bunting Real Estate, and you'd be surprised. He does a few things on Instagram. He puts homes up, then he sells them right away, and then he does charity stuff. So,
and he knows how to work the gram.
Yeah,
it's very provocative,
good.
like entertaining stuff.
Very good on the Instagram. My dad just texted me. I'm not even going to read it.
Is he looking at acquiring Mitch Marner for the office?
No. My dad.
Could you imagine?
My dad just sent me if Edmonton doesn't win the cup this year text.
Oh, and
what's that about?
Well,
I'm not even finishing.
He's a stipulation.
People don't need to hate HR Daddy. I'm doing him a favor by not reading the rest of that.
He owes you a beer now.
That text. All right, what do you need help with? Free advice, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We're talking relationship advice, life advice, Oilers fandom advice, 780-218-9999.
Financial. You'd give
financial advice,
give it.
Business advice.
Sure.
What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. I want to get to one that I saw pop up in the inbox last night, like at 8 p.m.
Please be CFL Fantasy. Please be CFL Fantasy. Please.
No, it was not. I got to find him now. It was
1 a.m. Hey, I love people pounding the box in the middle of the night, early morning.
8:42 p.m. That's in the evening. That's last night. Morning, boys. I need some advice. My family is throwing me a big 50th birthday barbecue next weekend, but I just found out Game 6 will be on the same night. Forgot to mention that the party will be all Canucks fans, so I assume no TV will be out to watch the Oilers game. Do I disappear to the bathroom to watch the game during my own birthday party, or try to have them set up a TV and I just watch the game and not visit? I need some good advice. Here's hoping for the Oilers to win in 5 for a gentleman's sweep. That's in from Kamloops J.
I was going to say, Jasmine's not turning 50.
It's your 50th birthday party, Jay. Whoever's organizing this for you, I would just request that on my birthday, I'd like to watch my favorite hockey team.
It's like the stag thing. You say it, the other people have to make it happen, right?
Yeah,
like
that's how it works.
You have
on
the
a stag.
idea. Yeah, you have the idea. You can say whatever you want. Then they have to go out and make it happen for you. 50 comes but once a lifetime, right?
I mean, it's yes.
I think.
Pretty sure, unless somebody makes 100 and they call it their double 50.
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be strange.
Or you have those 2 birthdays, the half birthday. When you were your birthday.
My grandpa lived to be 100, so I'm assuming I will as well.
The centurion.
I'll be doing the show when I'm 98.
Yeah.
With Marshall and Marshall's son or daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, crazy. I don't think this is a tough request. I mean, if you ask for a TV to be set up at your 50th birthday party, who's going to say no to that?
Yeah. And if they do, to hell with them. I don't want to listen to you. You don't.
I'm a little concerned that you are assuming that somebody's not going to have a TV set up for you.
Running with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, this is a 50th birthday party. People know if you truly love the Oilers. People will know that you love the Oilers. I would assume the TV's there. And don't you worry about, you can mingle in intermissions.
Oh,
right? There's before and after.
You can lay it on the line during the commercial breaks, right? Like there's lots of things you can. Yeah.
Dex is in and says, whose birthday is it anyway? What are we doing here? Yes, exactly.
But it's they're all Canucks fans, right? That's the whole. So that's where. But it doesn't matter.
Who cares?
You're out of it.
It's not their birthday.
That's the way the
is your birthday
crumbles, as they say.
This is your call, man. This text comes in and says, you just state no presents, but you must have a TV with the Oilers game on. No,
I don't think.
It's your 50th birthday. You take presents too.
Yeah.
This is his birthday.
This isn't a bargaining situation.
Nobody goes,
say, I don't want cake, but in exchange for the Oilers game. No.
That's what it sounds like.
You get your cake, you get your presents, you eat it all, and you watch the.
What world are we living in when people are suggesting that this guy needs to negotiate the terms of his 50th birthday party? It's your birthday. You take the presents. You have your cake. You eat it too. And you watch the Oilers game on a TV.
And if those demands are not met in full, you pull the pin. You go and you honor George Wendt and you sit at a bar and celebrate your 50th with some randos and watch the game.
Martin texts in some free advice for Damon Bunting today. Simple answer. Kamloops J needs to fake his own death and then start a new Oilers-based family somewhere else.
I like that.
That's probably going a little bit too far.
New identity.
But Nature Boy texts in and says, the fact that he'll be with all Canucks fans is this just cherry on the sundae here. Prime trolling time. The real not so Slim Shady says, wait, 50 only comes once? My dad's been celebrating his 50th birthday every year for the past 25 years. I see what he's doing there, and he's lying to you, man. He's lying to you.
Avro Arrow says that the Canucks are still in that have a TV up. Like, think about it that way.
Oh, at your birthday.
At your birthday. So that you can't. You mean to tell me they wouldn't be watching it at your birthday? They would. And it's your birthday.
Ryan from SK says, you could start a riot until they put it on TV. They're Canucks fans. They'll understand.
Too soon?
Oh, good Ryan burn. Or good Canucks riot burn. That's a good one.
That might get you to NWA.
That was a good one. Who's that? Ryan from SK?
Real good.
We got to make a note. You have to come out here to get that gift certificate, though.
Real good.
Maddie refuses to ship. Ryan from SK. That's a nice little riot joke. It's funny to still make fun of that situation. I feel bad that maybe this is like distant family they doesn't see all the time, eh?
Yeah, a little more info on that. They're just Canucks. Like if they're just fair weather, they don't care, or they're hardos. Like they'll watch. Like you might not watch. It's conference finals. Even if you do have an infatuation with RCN's watching, the Flames fan, like you still watch. You still have it on. It's an event.
Yeah, it's got to be on.
You don't. They don't have to be cheering. That's not part of this. They don't have to be actively rooting for what you're watching.
Here's the other thing. It's probably not even going to happen because I'm planning a gentleman's show next Friday. So
that's this is all moot point.
Don't worry about it. We're going to be sitting here after they wrap up on the gentleman's show next week and be like, oh, remember Kamloops J? I guess there'll be no birthday party tomorrow.
This time, tobacco in the pipes.
Yeah.
Like smoking for real.
I don't know about that.
Well, come on. We got to.
This body's a temple.
Juice it up a notch.
This body's a temple. Nothing goes in here.
Couple upper deckers.
Miguel says, I remember going to a play at the Citadel in the 80s, and one guy was listening on a transistor radio to the Oilers game, and he would pass the score along to the row.
But do you want to hear that at hockey or baseball? Like, do you want the guy going, hey, unsolicited, yelling out the score? Do you like that? Do you want that at a kid's game or some sort of other event where you have to miss the game?
No, I'm gonna tell everybody at River Cree tomorrow, shut up.
You got
tonight.
It. You got
tonight,
it.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough. I'm gonna want to check the score myself.
Sure, but do it yourself. But there's no need to blurt.
I'm gonna yell it out. To everybody on the ice. 1-0 Dallas. Try harder, Marshall. Minnie Cooper is in. Free advice. Looking for advice here as well for Bunting. Let's do that quickly. Free advice, boys. It's the last day of a class my wife has. Oh, boy. This sucks. Oh, man. More of Minnie. Oh, free advice, boys. It's the last day of a class my wife has us in from 6:15 to 7:45. Do I just catch the last period and accept that it's only game one? Or do I make my bed in the doghouse and feel unwell? What type of class is this? This is a yoga class?
Le Mans class?
Is that what
Le
Mans?
It's
not. No, Le Mans is a race. Yeah, that's one of the things you have to look forward to when you have a kid.
Pulling the feeling unwell.
Le Mans class.
But the feeling unwell right now, we're getting a little too late to the...
There's no way.
You would have had to have eaten something yesterday and already started I'm kind of...
You can't pull the unwell here. I mean, if you're going to be in the doghouse, be in the doghouse. Just say, I want to stay home and watch the game.
Yeah, no need to lie. Honestly,
Minnie Cooper, we'll keep it off the air, but I do want to know what type of class this is.
Le Mans.
Like,
maybe it's a racing class.
I got to know what class this is that you're doing with your wife for an hour and a half on Wednesdays.
Because that does add to the like. If
Well,
it's,
it
if
does.
It's if it's a children thing like that,
Yeah,
that's
is it
obviously
something to do with?
But if it's woodworking, like
I would
think
say
you can-
if it is a Le Mans class, you probably want to be there. I mean, it's important with the breathing, that type of stuff.
But if it's a painting night, like I think we can. I think we can.
I'll say this: if you're in paint night with your wife, don't even bother texting back in, man. I don't even want to know.
Your silence will speak volumes on that.
I don't even want to know. But I kind of want to know. Mini Cooper, come on, let us know if it's good for on air too. 780-218-9999. Anyway, buying or selling, Bunting's your guy with the agency. I'm telling you, you'll be in the best of hands. All right, hour number 3 coming up. We have your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. We got the Fan Zone for fans first. That's what we'll be getting to your official predictions and our official predictions as well. We're 33 likes away from changing 500, so hammer the thumbs up for us. We should be there right away. He's got the update still to come. Lieutenant's weekly rankings of power still in the way. And we need somebody to play kind of easy trivia right now as well for Mr. Mike's. If you'd like to win a Mr. Mike's gift certificate, text Trev and let him know you want to play. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. Mini Cooper, come on, man. I'm going to text this guy back. What's the class? What's the class? Any guesses on this class that he's in? Kyle the Bomber says, my son's got soccer from 6. That's the thing. I mean, people have lives at 6 p.m. Most people don't have lives at 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
Not real fans.
So
tier 3.
Yeah, that's
marriage counseling class. Wouldn't that be a? That's a.
I'd suggest you make it to the class.
Well, I don't know. This could avoid further
National
classes,
Whitecourt says, hey guys, I have to coach my daughter's soccer game from 6 until 8 tonight. I'm not sure if I should try to catch up or avoid on my phone and just check the score. It's going to drive me crazy. I would probably check the score and maybe pop by Boston Pizza later tonight.
Be a blurting Bart such as yourself, eh? You're going to be that guy.
Kamloops Jay has demanded a TV.
Good.
He's already said, he says, great advice. I've demanded a TV. For your information, they're all my close friends and brother and dad. All Canucks fans. They hate the Oilers so bad that they wanted them to lose in Game 6 at my own birthday party. I need to leave BC and move to Edmonton and start a new life. That's right.
And no negotiating. Mini Cooper's back in. I'll let you get to this. You'd never guess.
Where is that Mini Cooper?
Better than Peyton night.
Oh, it's salsa dancing.
Wow.
It's a salsa dancing class. Dude, you gotta watch the game. I'm sorry. Your salsa dancing can continue later. I mean,
jeez, I never had that on the.
That's a highlight of the show right there. Mini Cooper, you're hilarious. All right, let's get the sports update for Windsor Plywood.
Oh, and he adds, don't read it on air.
Did he say that after?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, if you want to play kind of easy trivia, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, salsa dancing class. When would you even go out and salsa dance, even if you passed the class?
Very brave of you to text.
Come on, let's get to the update.
Would have said painting. We're going to the Big D, and we do mean Dallas. Stars and Oilers, second straight season these two will meet in the Western Conference Finals. Join Tom Gazzola and EST. We'll be at Boston Pizza Westgate for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starting at 5 here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Game 1 of the East Finals last night from Raleigh. It was the Panthers cruising over the Hurricanes 5-2. Nathan McKinnon had a goal and 2 assists as Canada would defeat Sweden 5-3, topping Group A at the World Hockey Championships. Canada will now take on Denmark tomorrow. Pardon me. SGA scored 20 of his 31 points in the second half. Thunder roll over the Timberwolves 114-88, taking Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Game 1 of the East Finals tonight from New York as the Knicks host the Pacers in a classic match. Tip-off at 6. Jays would take Game 1 of the Padres 3-0 from Toronto last night. That series continues this evening. First pitch, 5:07. Sports Update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since '93. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Oh yeah! Pour it on! You won't Playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane.
Coyle.
Rock and Rogers Place. Rock and Rogers Place.
Connor McDavid moving in with speed. He shoots. He scores.
Hop on this train and hang on. You know they got it. Ain't no looking back. It's a tough road to the cup. Gotta win for in the best of sevens. And yes, they lift the cup again. Got no doubt in my head. And yes, they lift the cup again. Oh man, playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and Rogers Place. Rock and Rogers Place. Yeah. Playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and Rogers Place. Oh, Rock and Rogers Place.
8:07 on a game day. It is the Nielson Show, the AM Nasty, getting you started on a busy day here at Edmonton Sports Talk, as we've got you covered all the way up until puck drop tonight, and then obviously post-game as well. Let me lay it out for you quickly. If you're listening to the Nielson Show right now on TuneIn or iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, let it be known our show is brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. Celebrate the third round of the playoffs with a new pickup truck. Not a bad idea. Edmonton Sports Talk is presented to you by our partners over at Play Alberta. The EST special is locked and loaded, the early bird bet of the day. Get it right now. McDavid, 2 points. Bouchard assist. Oilers to win, plus 382. Find that over at Play Alberta under the EST Specials tab. We'll have 4 more plays popping up there for you as we work our way through the day. Hangout from 9 to 11 today. The Lock Shop and the Oil Stream live from Windermere Boston Pizza today from 11 to 1. Swing on by for lunch and join us there. EST Afternoons with Gager and Hernan from 1 until 3. The Reed Wilkins Show from 3 until 5. The GCL Diesel pregame show from 5 until 6. Puck drop, and then obviously postgame to follow as well. So if you are listening, please tell your friends how easy it is. One click on iHeart, TuneIn, or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and you can listen static-free since 23, and we're just 7 likes away from changing 500. So if you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us over there and sub to the channel if you haven't already. All right, kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's before we get to... are you ready to run this back again, Rick? Here, yeah.
Oh, I've been waiting for it all morning.
We've been talking about it. Platypalooza.
It's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, very good. Mr. Mike's is turning up the sizzle with Platypalooza. From barbecue rib platters to coastal combos with lobsters and prawns. It's big flavor all summer long. Plus, enter to win a shot at sizzling summer prizes.
I do declare.
Get into Mr. Mike's. Platypalooza is on now. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually. Platypalooza. Who's playing today, Trev? Who do we got?
This is Donnie.
Did he tell you to sing it like that, or you just randomly decide to sing it?
I just did that.
Well, you're in a great mood for game 1, aren't you, Trev?
I'm in a very good mood.
This guy's excited. Official predictions coming up at 8:30 with YouTube,
wait.
Trev.
BPs.
It should be a pretty good time. All right, Donnie is going to play kind of easy trivia today. Let's go to Donnie today. Donnie, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah. And Trev can sing my name however he wants.
Oh, that's awkward.
Ooh.
Perfect. All right, here we go.
Wow.
Trev will start the ticker after I read the first question. Here we go. Which team took a 1-0 lead in the East final last night?
The Panthers.
Which city do the Oilers play in tonight?
Dallas.
Name one defenseman on the Stars.
Heiskanen.
What sport does Julius Randle play?
Who cares?
True or false? Cody Fajardo's a running back.
True.
No, 3 out of 5. I mean, you got it. Way to go, Donnie.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year we took it to the limit.
Take it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Chap, Owen, come on.
We'll get to She's the Mama here in the third hour of the show today as well. It slaps. All right, there you go. Congratulations to... I was a little worried when he hesitated so long in the Stars.
No, he just wanted to show you that he's a big hockey guy. He wanted to build up the...
Because if he didn't get the Stars defenseman, he was screwed the rest of the way. The Julius Randle question, hashtag Association City. No, and then Cody Fajardo. Hey, would you like to read the Mr. Mike's liner? Yeah, because your voice, I think you got a pretty good voice.
I can try it.
I'll play the music
sure,
and then I know. I think you got a better voice. So let me wait till it kicks in, right? Let's.
You want to count me in, or?
And 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, Mr. Mike's has turned up the sizzle with Platypalooza. From barbecue rib platters to coastal combos with lobster and prawns. It's big flavor all summer long. Plus, enter for your shot at sizzling summer prizes. Get into Mr. Mike's. Platypalooza is on. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally. Enjoy casually.
You might have to be that guy now.
You're that guy.
You're that guy. You're our liner guy now from Mr. Mike.
The sizzle part is the best. Sizzle hits with that band.
Oh yeah. It really does.
Sizzle.
I knew you'd nail that thing.
We should do it. Good. We should do a YouTube commercial for this. Again, I say going down to North Saskatchewan on a raft.
God, that was funny.
Get a big chin strap beards.
That might be your sound of the day right there. That was good. Adam Banks over the chat says, "I'm so excited for the game. I think they can do it. Go Oil."
Well, sure they could.
Yeah. They definitely could do it.
Outstanding point.
They definitely could do it. We are 80 likes away from 600 today. So hammer the thumbs up for us over there on YouTube. What do you? That's right here. There you go.
Changing 500. Whoop.
Yeah, that's at the bottom there.
Mr. Mike's is turning up the sizzle with Platypalooza. The flaw.
Oh, God, that's good too. Rob from the Grove says, "How is Mr. Mike's not knocking on LTE's door?"
All right.
Hey, they already got us.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think, man, we've gone from
Pro bono
Emperor Caesar salad to this great Platypalooza bit.
They're on a roll.
Yeah, they
are on a roll.
They are killing it right now. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many for the great staff at Park Mazda. We do need one more question for 3 questions too many today. So fire that over, 780-218-9999. Oilers question, non-Oilers question, whatever you want. Submit it. Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Before we get to that, actually, I wanted to get to this text because this guy texted in. It was a little bit late on advice, but we got a little bit of time. We got Orange and Blue Breakfast Fan Zone coming up, weekly rankings.
You're always giving advice. People should not forget. Like whenever they need something, they can.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when we used to do the Bell Let's Talk Day. We'd say, if you're having problems, you can reach out to us
all the
year-round.
time. All the time.
Same thing with advice. This text comes in, no name on it, but says, "The boys, a little coaching dilemma. My son plays goal in U13 spring hockey. This season, he's taken some abuse, and the officials have done nothing to call the aggressiveness of the skaters. He's already suffered a concussion from a 2-hand slash to the back of the neck when covering up a puck. Last game, he took a knee to the head when down. I've told him that he needs to protect himself. The issue is I'm concerned he's going to go over the edge and start throwing blocker shots. Should I allow him to protect himself? And if he starts a fight, talk with him after? Or do I tell him to start talking to the officials when it happens?" And I wanted to get to this one because I was a goaltender from about 8 to 14. All right, we are back. We don't know what happened. The audio board completely died on us. We had to change the power cable, which was interesting. All right, let's get back on track here.
Platypalooza.
The Platypalooza bit was absolutely hilarious. All right, 780-218-9999. I guess we kicked out. Trev, make sure iHeart streams back up too. I guess we kicked out right when I was giving advice to that guy. I was just going to say, tell your kid to punch somebody in the face with his blocker and slash them in the back of the legs. And hopefully they'll leave him alone.
Give him a tattoo.
All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today. We apologize for that. I don't know, that board, it just completely shut off. And then we tried to restart it for like 3 minutes and the power cable didn't work. So I went and stole the power source from the Hangout studio. So Maddie, if you're on your way in today, you're going to have to take this cable back.
And
so
plus we get some extra time
good.
now, given the fact that we were, right? Like we get a little bit of hangout time.
I think that's probably fair. Yeah, so Hangout will be starting a little bit late today because we have lots of fun things that we still want to get to.
Later.
Let's get into 3 questions too many today. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
I do. It's 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and its dealer principal, Mitch Lewicki, where he thinks the tush push would have been more popular if it was called the butt plug. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
The Packers still would have hated it. God, the Packers are a bunch of whiners, eh?
Yeah, that's tradition.
God, you don't want to be that team that's pushing that forward. No. Like, no pun intended there.
Yeah.
Do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, at Lieutenant_Eric. I did tweet out last night. I'm in the market for a new bottle of cologne. I know you're a guy that's hot on the scene. I'm out now, so I just any brands suggestions?
How long did the last one last you? 5 years?
Before I hit puberty, I think. Like I've had that since I've had that Christmases before the internet. No, I had a little sampler bottle I was using too, like a little, and that's gone. But I wouldn't mind a new one. I know everybody's talking high karate, but Trev, you're a young man about town. Do you have any suggestions for a scent?
I've got a bottle of Gavinci.
Whoa, that sounds fancy.
It does
sound
pretty
good,
fancy.
yeah.
It is a little bit pricier, but I tell you, it smells beautiful.
Gavinci?
Gavinci.
Gavinci.
It sounds...
Never heard of it.
Or there's this blue bottle that I have of Versace. That's also very nice.
Versace makes a cologne?
Versace.
Yeah.
I thought they just made bags and stuff.
No, they're everything. Everything.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So are these things on the shelf right next to the Axe body spray or what?
No,
it's different. Different place in the store.
They're a little bit further.
Can you get those at Save On Foods? That's where I get most of my stuff.
I want to use my card.
I'd be very curious to see that, actually. You'd be surprised. They've got some gems. They do.
That aftershave I bought from there that we were...
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Oh, yeah,
that's not bad. Yeah.
Somebody in the chat says it's time for the wig of Dustin.
I think it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeed.
So pretty.
Wonder if we'll be seeing Tamara at
Poor
BP's
wig
tonight.
has just gotten so mangled.
Oh,
He-Man.
He's a fancy, pretty boy on game day. It's a wig of Destiny. All right, so what was the name? Versace and Gavinci.
Yes.
You ever done Joop? Everybody's saying Joop.
Joop.
J-O-O-P. Joop.
J-O-O-P.
Or is it Yoop?
That would be Joop. Maybe it's
Could be a
Joop.
soft
J.
European,
possibly.
yeah.
For cologne, it's probably a soft J. Look at the G in cologne.
There's even no J. It's Oop.
Yeah, it's just Oop. All right, 780-218-9999. Question number 1. Guys, how important do you think it is for the Oilers to take game 1 tonight?
I don't think it's that important at all, given the fact that we've seen them come back before. This is what they do, backs against the wall, all that. But also, it's game 1. It's not game 2, and you're down 1-0. I mean, if you go back home, even down 2-0, it's not the end of the world. We've seen this team. I get it. It's a conference final. Dallas, you could argue, is a maybe perhaps a cut above of the LAs and the Vegases. But I think if you drop this one tonight, game 2 is the important one then. So taking 1.
This would be my take on game 1. If you win it, you're winning the series.
Okay.
If you lose it, I still think you can win the series. But I think if they take game 1 tonight, this
is a Panthers Hurricanes thing for you.
Well, we keep saying, and I think Hernan was the first to say it when he came up and said, remember, he whispered in my ear at Hudson's, nobody's beaten this team 4 times out of 7. And you take game one tonight, Dallas somehow has to beat you 4-6.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think that's very, very difficult for any team to do against this Oilers team right now. So I know somebody else was asking a little bit earlier on about are we worried about the rest versus rust thing? And we know the Oilers haven't been good coming off breaks. And I think maybe there's a slow period for them tonight to kind of get started. But I don't think it's oh my God, they're awful in game one just because they haven't played in a long time. Like, I think they're beyond that now. I think this group should be able to push through that.
Yeah. And it, also with these results, you do go into stylistically, how does it happen? Like, if they go in there tonight, the Stars have been on the end of some lopsided results this postseason, albeit I guess you could factor in a few empty net goals, but when they lose, and that goes to that plus minus and such, the 5-on-5. So, I mean, if it's a 2-1 affair, 3-1 with an empty netter, that's just a win. But if they go in there and like, you imagine Stuart Skinner, a third string shutout, and he opens the series like that. I mean, then I'm taking your theory.
Well, that would be a franchise record.
But you're running with that theory after that. Like you've got them psychologically where you want them. But
question number 2, outside of McDavid and Draisaitl, who ends up being the offensive star in this series for the Oilers?
Corey Perry.
Whoa. Okay. Trev, you got an answer to this one? Outside of McDavid and Draisaitl, who's the offensive star in this series for the Edmonton Oilers?
Let's go with... I'm going to go with Kane.
I was thinking Kane, but I was also thinking Zach Hyman, so I'll say Zach Hyman.
Okay, that was what I was going to say.
For you going to say, oh, look at it. We were all going to say it was all this funny thing. Perry, Kane, Hyman, the 3 answers to that question from our group. And question number 3, we do have the GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast coming up, and the Fan Zone will give you our predictions. We want your predictions in the Fan Zone coming up here as well. We'll do Orange and Blue Breakfast and the Fan Zone on the other side of 8:30, plus Lieutenant Eric's Weekly Rankings Power. Question number 3, did Dusty kick or ruin anything in freaking out when the audio board went out?
It was a pretty measured response.
I thought so too.
Yeah. I flashed myself.
Did you?
On the screen.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that.
I was taking visual requests.
Oh.
I think it's good that next time we have a bit of
visual requests.
And then I keep the people into. I'll do whatever.
That's I like that.
Modify my
I tried to play
body.
a game of charades, and my thing was Norm from Cheers.
I was not.
You got the Cheers part.
Yeah,
I thought for sure you would have got Norm from.
Yeah, I didn't.
That was a tough one. But
my next act was chugging a beer. I was this close.
Oh, that would have been good too.
You should have just waited it.
Yeah, next time we'll let the audio board stay out longer.
I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah. Trev, you've seen me freak out before with technical issues.
No, I haven't.
I thought I held together. I thought I held it together pretty well.
It was weird. I didn't recognize who you were.
I found the solution too. I went over and stole something from the hangout.
Yeah, no, I've noticed from our games of 21, you've really kind of brought it down quite a bit.
Well, when you're always winning at 21,
yeah, right. The more and more we're playing, the less, I guess, heated you get. And the more and more we're working, that's kind of it's a common theme here. So it was good. No kicking of the door today. Although I will say that was one of the scariest moments. I've never seen you like that. I was very scared.
Daddy was upset. Hey,
Yeah.
we hid under the table.
I could only imagine what you were like when you were goaltending back in the day.
Well, as I said, I was a psycho. But my parents fully approved of it. They were fine with me.
Short fuse, Dusty.
Yeah. No, it's I try to stay pretty calm and cool, I guess.
We all go off the deep end every once in a while. You can be forgiven.
Yeah, for sure.
This isn't your regular. You are zoned in here.
Yeah, no, I was just reading an email how the Oilers won't allow us to partner with Ford on something. So, yeah, it's we've been talking about
Don't kick that door.
I'm getting ready. No. All right. We've got the Orange and Blue Breakfast coming up, and then we've got the Fan Zone. We got Lieutenant Eric's Weekly Repowers, and we've got the wrap for William Huff, which is fun as well. But I'm this close.
I can tell.
All right, we got a sports update for a place where it's always game day. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Here's the latest in the world of sports with Lieutenant Eric.
The two greatest words in sports. Game 1 tonight from Dallas. Oilers and Stars meeting in the second straight Western Conference Final. Join Tom Gazzola and Edmonton Sports Talk as we'll be at Boston Pizza Westgate with your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 5 here on EST. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals last night saw the Panthers cruise past the Hurricanes 5-2, taking Game 1 on the road. Nathan McKinnon, he had a goal and 2 assists as Canada would knock off Sweden 5-3 at the World Hockey Championships to finish atop Group A. Canada will now take on Denmark tomorrow. Thunder over the Timberwolves 114-88, taking Game 1 of the NBA's Western Conference Finals. Game 1 of the East Finals tonight from New York when the Knicks host the Pacers. Tip-off at 6. And the Jays take the opener over the Padres 3-zip last night down in Toronto. Game 2, the 3-game set later tonight. First pitch, 5:07. Sports Update is presented by Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. With wall-to-wall TVs, daily food and drink specials, it is the place to be for every Oilers game. Every day is game day at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Benny Benassi.
Owen's mama, she's a baddie. Claim you didn't have a cousin Patty. He tried so hard, but couldn't get a pass. Stay away from me, you horse's ass. She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Chap, chap, Owen, come on.
She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Chap, chap, Owen, come on.
Owen's mama, not very nice. She's want some soda with some ice. Chop, chop, Owen, she's always bugging. Who are you? All of a sudden. She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Chap, chap, Owen, come on.
She's the mama, a real pain. Gonna throw her from the train.
Chap, chap, Owen, come on.
Owen's mama, pain the butt, don't want salt on her nuts. Owen's mama, got no spouse. There's a murderer in the house.
There's a murderer in the house.
Mama, a real pain, gonna throw her from the train.
Chap, chap, Owen, come on.
She's the mama, a real pain, gonna throw her from the train.
Owen, come on.
Chop, chop, Owen, come on. It is Wednesdays. Thank you very much for being here today with us. We've got the Fan Zone coming up. Get your predictions in 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can get your predictions in right now.
Unless you're Matt Iwanek.
Matt Iwanek doesn't make predictions.
Poor Don asked him, so let's do some predictions.
Oh, no.
In the hangout.
That's a hilarious thing for Don Ellis to say.
Set him right up.
That's pretty funny, actually. All right, let's get into your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. We'll set up the game tonight. Then we'll give you our official predictions for the series, and you can text in yours, 780-218-9999. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power still to come as well. So that's all coming down the pipe here before 9 o'clock this morning. Hit it, Trev.
Changing 200.
Is that changing 600? You screwed up. Was that not 200 and 500? Did you just change 700 preemptively?
He's getting ahead of the game.
Oh,
setting the bar.
Now we kind of have to change 700.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's already been done. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Trev has already played the changing 700. So we've got to get there ourselves now. Now we got to earn it. So hammer the thumbs up if you're watching over YouTube. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. All right, the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars tonight, game 1. The Dallas Stars looking like this. They've got that finish line. Rupe Hintz with Mikko Rantanen and Granlund. Duchesne with Wyatt Johnston and Robertson. These line combinations as of yesterday. Duchesne with Johnson and Robertson. Sam Steele with Sagan and Marchment. Oscar Back with Nadonov and Jamie Benn. So mixing things up a little bit from what we saw in the last series. We'll see what they end up rolling out tonight, though. Thomas, Harley, Heiskanen, Lindell, and Ceci, Bichel, and Petrovic on the back end for the Dallas Stars. They've been running these 11 and 7s. Don't want to read too much into any sort of projected line combinations until these teams actually take the ice tonight. The Edmonton Oilers, why would they not run it back with what happened in that series against Vegas? McDavid with Hyman and Nuge, Draisaitl with Kapanen and Podkolzin, Henrique with Brown and Kane, Matthias Janmark with Frederick and Corey Perry, Kulak, Bush, Nurse, Stetcher, Wallman and John Klingberg. Marshall finds it very funny. We both built our teams on NHL 25.
Yeah.
So we play against them. And I have a pair on the back end that is Larry Robinson with Evan Bouchard. And so whenever Larry Robinson has a puck, I love kids. It's fun playing with them. Whenever Larry Robinson gets the puck, I go to Marshall. I go, uh-oh, Larry Robinson, the big bird. And he thinks it's hilarious. And then I refer to Bouch as Silly Bouch. And Marsh just keels over.
That's your strategy.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's your
oh
key
no,
to a victory is
Silly Bouch. And he just, that's the only way I can beat him. I have to distract him with funny names and voices while we're playing NHL 25. Anyway, Kulak was Silly Bouch on the back end for the Edmonton Oilers. Ottinger versus Skinner, obviously, between the pipes, the GCL Diesel orange and blue breakfast. You'll see GCL Diesel all over all of our stuff with the Oilers. Tremendous partners, Cam and his crew over at GCL Diesel. Providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and the Northern Alberta area for over 50 years. It's like our partners are in this competition where GCL Diesel is like, we've been here for 50 years. Gemco's like, we've been here for 40, 50 years. William Huff's like, we've been here for 70 years.
Park Mazda is your dealer.
They're the dealer for life.
I mean, that's eternity.
As for lists of guys who might not be able to go tonight, I think both teams are relatively healthy. It's your Podium Physiotherapy injury report. Knee pain from that nagging ACL injury, hip or shoulder pain slowing you down, back pain after a long day at work. Well, we've got you covered. Whether it's a sports injury, post-op recovery, or the wear and tear of everyday life, our expert team is here to get you back on track. Podium Physiotherapy. Unlock the athlete in you. Who can't go tonight?
For the Oilers, Alec Regula, Matthias Ekholm, Calvin Pickard still listed as day-to-day. And for the Stars, nobody.
Healthy boys.
Well, and everybody's banged up at this time of year, but officially on the outs, it's nobody for the Stars and the Regula, 3 for the Oilers.
What we need is Wayne Gretzky, who was in the Stars room congratulating them. Let the Oilers know who had ice packs where, and then they can go attack in that situation.
I do like him very obviously placing a microphone down, like a very big one.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, good luck. Sneaky bugger.
All right, continuing with the GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. Lieutenant Eric, your key to a victory tonight.
Yeah, keeping that finish line quiet. I mean, that obviously goes a long way. I think you want to talk about depth. I understand that the Stars do have some depth that maybe hasn't shown itself as much as the Oilers' depth thus far. So if you go about shutting down that top line, the theory in the arithmetic would suggest that you would probably have a far greater chance of securing a victory tonight. Obviously, I want to see how Skinner and the goaltending goes. I mean, that's going to be a huge battle. But yeah, my key to a victory tonight is keeping that top line of the Finns subdued.
Outside of that top line, I mean, Wyatt Johnston has not been good. Matt Duchene has done nothing so far in the playoffs.
But they could.
I mean, they could.
But you give yourself a way better.
If you haven't played well against Colorado and Winnipeg, what makes you think you're going to play well against an Edmonton team that's been excellent 5-on-5? I think the answer is they don't. My game day prediction tonight will be, I already kind of said it. It's in that parlay that I put out. Connor McDavid with a couple points tonight. I'll also say the Oilers power play gets a goal on the road here.
Yeah,
against a good penalty kill. That's a tone setter for the series.
Yeah.
Tone setter for the series. Edmonton Oilers power play goal tonight. All right, that is your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. We will have your GCL Diesel pregame show 5 o'clock tonight from, it's so early. So early. It's crazy. 5 o'clock pregame show from Boston Pizza Westgate.
I'm loving it. Trev, you're loving it. We're loving it, eh?
Pumped. This is awesome. This is exactly what I want.
You going to Boston Pizza tonight?
Yeah, there's a good chance.
Oh, there's a good chance he's going to be there tonight.
Yes. Yeah. Wing Wednesday.
Tony, Curtis,
the crew. Yeah.
A Bootski, a big mic, or what about running tape recorder in a briefcase?
I like the briefcase, yeah. But it has to be very obvious. Like, I mean, I like your stick gift.
You can hear it turning, like the
microphone taped to the stick with a cord attached and running outside the room.
Yeah. That's kind of funny, actually. All right, let's dive into the fan zone for fans first. If you're looking for tickets to games 3 or 5 and you don't want to be absolutely taken to the woodshed by other sites, it's fansfirst.ca. You will save money on tickets. Bottom line, cheaper tickets to be had at fansfirst.ca. It's the most affordable way to get into games 3 and 4 down in Ice District.
Mama on the train. That is an earworm, man. That song, isn't it? So that beat will go with you all day long.
All right, official predictions for this series, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Rick, what are you going with, buddy?
Well, it's interesting you ask.
Are you taking the Stars?
I can't.
Oh, I did.
You can't take. You got it. You have to take the Oilers. It's just a question of in how many. And again, we've had people come on the show and dictate to us that you can't pick certain series finishing in what, even number games or odd number games.
Rashad
or whatever
said you can only pick a series in 5.
Only
that's it.
Oilers in 7. Do I need to go through who wins which one? Like, are we
if
getting
you
that
want,
deep?
if you want to go that way,
I'll say
fine.
each team splits. Yes, each team splits. So it's going back to Dallas for 5. The Oilers win that. Dallas comes back here and wins, and then the Oilers.
Whoa! What a path! That's a crazy path. T. Wilson over in the chat. You could text this one in, man. That might get you a gift certificate. 99 left a life-sized cardboard cutout of himself with cameras for eyes. It's a Stars dressing room. Hey, guys, as a present for making it to reward for making it to the conference final, I've brought a life-size cutout of myself here.
Well, gotta go.
But, like, they're big eyes. And they don't even look like eyes. They just look like
you can hear the whirring of the cameras.
T. Wilson, you should text that one in, man. That's good. 780-218-9999. Trev, where are you going for your prediction here?
History will repeat itself. The Oilers are going to win this series, and I'm going to say in 6.
In 6.
At home.
Okay.
Get the job done at home.
So you've got the Oilers in 7.
Sure.
You've got the Oilers in 6. I am torn. I am torn here.
It's going to be 6.
I am torn between 6 and 5.
That's not very gentlemanly of the all of us.
I'm torn between 6 and 5. I think it will be easier for the Oilers to score against Dallas than it was against Vegas. And I'm not fading Ottinger here. I just think Dallas is going to give up so much more at 5-on-5 than the Golden Knights did. And I think the Oilers, because they've been good at 5-on-5, are going to take advantage of that. So, boy, I'm going to run back a gentleman's sweep here.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to say Oilers in 5 against the Dallas Stars. And I don't know. Do we have time for another gentleman's sweep? Well, by my watch, it says we do.
We always have time for a gentleman's sweep.
Apologize to Reed Wilkins, but we don't care, good sir. But I mean, they beat the Knights in 5. The Knights were a better team during the regular season than Dallas Stars. Darn close to it.
Points wise.
Yeah. Well, but
we did say the Golden Knights sucked before and during the series.
I just look at what Dallas has done so far in these. Like, I think Winnipeg deserved better against Dallas. There was a good portion of that series. Winnipeg was a better team than the Dallas Stars. So as long as Rantanen, I think there was so Rantanen. I looked it up today. I don't think I have it here anymore. But Rantanen has about 21 points in 22 career games against the Oilers, which is it's just shy of a point. They've done okay against them. So I don't know. I was torn between 6 and 5, but I'm gonna go Oilers in 5-4. I'm gonna say a split down in Dallas. They take the 2 at home and they win it in 5.
Split a Rooney.
RCN says Dallas with Heiskanen for a lot of the year. Yeah, but Heiskanen's not. What do you think Heiskanen's playing at right now? 90%? Maybe 90%?
Wait till Ekholm comes back at 50.
Well, the other thing is that Heiskanen's never stopped McDavid and Draisaitl. I don't know what it is, because I'm a big Heiskanen guy, but they make Heiskanen look very normal multiple times in the past. So I don't know. Call it a homer pick, but I'm gonna say the Edmonton Oilers get it done in 5.
Nasty chat. Dad. Just DAD. Like there's just dad in the nasty chat. Spring cleaning, boys. Sweep.
Adam Banks says, no way it's 5. Yeah, but I think we would have said the same thing against Vegas.
He's saying it's 4.
RCN, of course, is saying stars in 6. Baby Billy, great character, stars in 6. Jimmy Onishi, stars in 9. Adam Banks says, I may not survive another gentleman's sweep. RCN says, gentleman's show if the Stars win in 5. Go away, RCN. There's no chance. We could do a sad gentleman's show. Craig just, it was such a bad time last night.
Still drinking.
I don't think we need to worry about it.
Yeah.
Krager's says Heiskanen is good, but he's not as great as everyone is saying he is.
Aiden O'Neill says he's more worried about Harley than Heiskanen.
Yeah, see, and I'm also not overly concerned about Harley, who is what, -6 in the playoffs?
Sure.
I would have not picked the Oilers in 5 against Dallas at the beginning of the playoffs. But the Oilers have won 8 of their last 9 playoff games. That's a hell of a run. And the only game they lost, they scored the winning goal in their own net. They're playing very good hockey right now. If the Oilers win tonight, man, gentleman's sweep is fully engaged. Fully engaged.
Dallas needs to win tonight for the gentleman's sweep to be fully
that would be
engaged.
true. Gentleman's sweep would be fully engaged as well.
By Reed's.
Either way, after game 1, the gentleman's sweep's still in play.
Yeah, absolutely. You're
That's
right.
the best part about a gentleman's sweep. All right, 780-218-9999. Troll says the Oilers are going to run Heiskanen all series long. Oilers in 3, Rip City Step, the fan zone. Lieutenant Eric just predicted my next few weeks. Heart attacks. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that pass wasn't too smooth, but that's...
T-Mac texts in and says Adam Banks is a cake eater. Dusty and Hernan. Oh, did Hernan also predict a gentleman's sweep? I like that as well. KR says, I feel like Heiskanen was rushed back out of need. The others have let Ekholm get the needed rest. That's the fan zone. Get your tickets for games 3 and 4 at fansfirst.ca. All right, Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power. Power. You said they were going to be delicious.
Yes.
So let's find out where this goes. What are you doing today, buddy?
They could all be number ones, but I'm going over the Boston Pizza Westgate menu items for tonight.
I knew it.
Give you a little advice, a little chart your path and where you might want to go. Now, I must confess, I haven't tried all of these items yet. Hoping to someday, but I've perused most of them. And most of these, I mean, I've although I haven't taken a bite of the new Canadian All-Star poutine, I haven't had a poutine, so I understand, and I've had maple syrup before. I get what's cooking there. So I feel like I've compiled these from 10 to 1 in the proper order. Of course, you can always play along and add on. But yes, the top 10 Boston Pizza Westgate menu items for tonight's game.
And this is right close to straight after work over to BP's.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know if some people prefer that or not.
Or straight from
your BP's, River Cree 3-on-3. Or straight from, you're saying.
You could
probably what Tommy will do.
Double your pleasure, yes.
Boston Pizza Windermere, Oil Stream lunch today. And then Boston Pizza Westgate. The first time we've ever been at 2 different Boston pizzas at the same
double
day.
Dip, yeah.
You believe this?
Tommy can get soup from both locations.
Number 10.
The Wing Flight. Got that last time.
What a strong menu of that.
Lemon pepper, dill. They have that outrageously hot one. I substituted that just for the hot.
Smart.
Because, you know, I it's a night out. It's the start of a night out, but you can do what you do. But the Wing Flight is nice. A plate of wings is always nice. But when you have 3 different flavors accompanying each other and playing off each other, it's a good lineup there. So the Wing Flight at number 10.
Number 9.
Double Trouble Nachos.
That's the mix of the cactus cuts.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, a nacho plate, I mean, you can't go wrong with a nacho plate, especially on an evening such as this, when there be a lot of nasties out. A good shareable, obviously, but a good meal to take down on your own. So if you're feeling hungry, the Double Trouble Nachos, tortilla chips topped with cheddar cheese, pizza mozzarella, barbecue chicken, crispy bacon, jalapeno peppers, cactus cut potatoes. You get the ranch, you get the chipotle drizzle. It's a great plate for yourself or a group.
Number 8.
Number 8 on the list is the triple play. And Trev, your roommates dove into this, and I do believe you did as well.
Did you get in on that triple play, Trev?
Triple play
former roommates.
is what I get almost every time. A little bit of everything. That's what's so unique
So
about
what'd you get on the triple play?
You got a shareable portion of 3 guest favorites: the Bandera bread with Santa Fe ranch dip, the signature Thai bites, and cactus cut potatoes with cactus dip.
Trifecta.
All
God,
on the
that
plate.
is good.
Yeah, yeah.
Trifecta.
Bandera, Thai bites.
Like, come on. It hits everything.
And that's number 8.
God, this menu is
That's
insanely
crazy.
deep.
I tell you.
This is the
That's 8.
Oilers
Yeah.
forward
Oh,
group
gosh.
right now. We're just getting to Connor Brown. Number 7.
The new Canadian All-Star poutine.
Number 7?
Hey.
Put some respect on that poutine.
I have not had this menu item yet. If I did,
buddy.
it'd perhaps be more higher up in the lineup.
My
but
wife
again,
loves this. And she does not like poutine.
I would not say I wouldn't love it, but the fact that I personally haven't tried it on this list, and you can create your own and send them at me and send in your hate mail. But yes, and I've seen you and Tommy. Obviously, it's a point of contention between the two of you.
Contention between us.
Bacon
yes.
strips, cheese curds, pizza mozzarella, and maple gravy piled on fries and topped with green onions. It's a poutine. It's made the right way with that maple addition, though. It's certainly intriguing, and it is, due to the fact I haven't tried it yet, number 7 on the list.
Number 6.
The pizza flight.
Yeah.
Now, Tony's told me this. He believes it's the best thing on the menu. Because, we all know Boston. I mean, it's in the name, Boston Pizza. It's not Boston pasta or
It's
Boston.
not Boston chicken smoked ham stromboli's.
Oh, boy. Wouldn't that be a name? With onions.
Amazing.
Pizza Flight, though. I mean, what's better than just having one pizza when you can have 3 mini ones? And that's what the Pizza Flight offers you. So, yes, 3 mini pizzas. You can add them up however you want. Your choice, 3 6-inchers. Served with a honey dill dip as well, sriracha ranch dip, creamy garlic dip.
God, what a run here. We're only halfway through this list.
Yeah, it's deep, man.
Number 5.
The Bandera bread.
Just straight up.
DVD. When he shows up to
Is
these
he a
puppies,
big Bandera bread guy?
bread, like that's why it's number 5. It's. I think it's a go-to. It's an easy pick. Who's going to hate bread? I'm not getting it because I know what it's like or whatever. You try
sneaky good.
But it's sneaky good. You can have it. You can share it. You can rip it. You can do whatever.
It's a steady Eddie. It's the echo of the menu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Santa Fe dip to complement
Santa
it.
Fe dip. That's what we're talking about.
Good dips.
All right, number 4.
Crispy Cajun shrimp.
This might be higher. And since we're reading about platter, I'm getting a hankering for some shrimp tonight. I might be going down to that. We've cracked the top 5. Number 4 is the crispy Cajun shrimp.
Number 3.
The Wingman pizza.
The Wingman, yes.
This has got my attention. I love wings. I love pizza. What's better than marrying the two? And it is boneless, though. They don't give you traditional wings. Wouldn't that be something?
They pizza pulled out bones.
Yeah, the Wingman pizza, pizza sauce, pizza mozzarella cheese with all meat bites. And then your choice of wing sauce on top of that. So combining the Boston pizza plus the wings, that's an option I also might dip into tonight. Tommy's Tap.
That's number 3.
Tommy's Tap.
Tommy's Tap. Tommy's Tap.
Number 2, the triple pep pizza.
God. 3 different types of pepperoni.
You're looking at it right now.
I don't want to. I get too hungry.
And their pepperonis.
So good.
When they cook up and they peel up and they capture
like the
that little
Italian
grease
center,
in
the
there.
little grease-
Yeah, that's
the
what
little
it
grease
is.
bowl.
It's the second best pizza right now. It's trying to knock the Principe pie off its throne. But the triple pep pizza, the Boston pizza pepperoni pizza is fine on itself, but when you got triple pep in there,
yeah,
tough to beat.
All right, so number 1, I'm very curious. Oh, maybe. Okay, Trav, what do you think his number 1 is?
Is he gonna go
soup?
Oh, is he gonna go soup? I was gonna say maybe steak sandwich. I love the steak sandwich.
You can't go wrong with a steak sandwich.
I would if I had to throw I would say a Boston Brute. I'm probably gonna have a half Brute for lunch.
Garlic toast.
Great pasta dish there is always with the rosé sauce.
Yeah,
I will take down any
I think
pasta.
somebody might have guessed we were going for 1 though in the chat. What's number 1?
Number 1 is the breaded chicken breast tossed in sweet Thai chili sauce and served with crunchy Asian noodles. It's the Thai bites.
The Thai chicken bites.
The Thai chicken bites.
Yeah, somebody suggested shots because you don't do them.
Damn.
But you want to line them up. Hey, this guy.
Tommy's Yeah, no,
Thai
tonight's
chicken
gonna be
bites.
great. Tonight's gonna be great. Thai chicken bites. I mean, it's chicken.
I love chicken.
It's
That's
chicken.
what I say. I love
breaded chicken.
Yeah. All right, there you go. That's the top 10. That's a hell of a
Black Sambuca. Yeah,
that's a hell. Yeah,
that might be on the menu tonight as well.
Tony bringing me over a shot of Black Sambuca the other night. What is this? Might as well
Tony.
pour it on the red onions that are in the in my secret thing. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, they've been doing it since 1952. William Huff, the best in the biz. End of story. www.williamhuff.com. Anything for your anything to make your business look more professional. Bruce and the team of William Huff, they've got it. What did we learn on the show today, boys?
Well, nothing breaking during the show, as usually kind of I like to go there, but the whole Gretzky visiting the Stars locker room, hey?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? But it led to a funny thing where he brings in the. I mean, it might lead to the text of the day.
I think it's going to be the text of the day. Yeah, I think it is going to be the text of the day. I learned that Trev jumped the gun on the changing 700. First time ever that's happened to you, hey, Trev?
Look, the size of the font is. I mean, you can't see it. So
you're blaming the equipment.
No, I messed up, but I did think it said 100. And
we're 33 likes. We're 33 likes away from getting to 700.
That's Zach with the font.
Zach must have done something. As he always does. He left me a note here this morning, which is rude.
What was his note that he left you?
I don't want to say it.
Don't touch anything.
Trev, you are worthy, even though you're 0-4 in Tecmo.
Oh,
you are worthy.
Looked like somebody drew a wiener on the back of that note too.
No. Oh, yeah. Zach again.
Zach. Classic Zach.
Zach Sharks again.
So you and Zach are playing Tecmo today?
Yes, we are.
Oh, boy.
And I looked, man, and I'm done. I'm quitting. If I don't win against Zach, I'm done. I'm serious.
You'll be picking first overall again next year.
It didn't do me any favors.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Before we get to text of the day, let's get to your sound of the day. I know we got to go for sound of the day.
Your mama.
No. Run back to Mr. Mike's liner. We gotta do this again. This is our new Mr. Mike's liner sound hit bed right here. And this is good. This is your sound of the day today.
Count me in again.
I will. And 3, 2, and 1.
Well, Mr. Mike's turn up the scissor with Platypalooza. From barbecue rib platters to coastal combos with lobster and prawns, it's big flavor all summer long. Plus, enter for your shot at sizzling summer prizes. Get into Mr. Mike's Platypalooza is on. Mr. Mike's, eat locally, enjoy casually.
And all summer long.
All summer long.
All summer long. That's your sound of the day. 19 likes away from changing 700. So hammer the thumbs up, sub to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get to your text of the day today for A&W, where the wait continues.
For Tina.
Oh, Tina.
I'm sticking, Tina.
Come out to play.
Remember, it's Tina or Dallas from Nelson. The race is on.
The race is on.
I like that. Yeah.
Introducing A&W's new Steakhouse Team Burger. From bun to bun, it's loaded with steakhouse flavors unlike any you've had before. It's got a bacon jam that's sweet and smoky, a peppercorn aioli that's creamy and savory, and A&W's juicy grass-fed beef raised without the use of hormones and steroids. Taste the Steakhouse Team Burger for limited time at A&W, Canada's original burger chain since 1956. We were looking for some real reasons Wayne Gretzky was in the Dallas Stars dressing room, congratulating them on their success. Here's your text of the day today.
And being awkwardly obvious about it all.
Yeah. 99 left a life-size cutout of himself with cameras for eyes, which go directly to Stoff's phone, and then Stoff passes the information along to Knobloch. Yeah. That way, Knobloch's not
the right people
involved in this.
Yeah, you're right. So you need a third party.
That's pretty big. That's T. Wilson. Congratulations, buddy. That is the A&W text of the day. All right, no need to ask what we're watching tonight. Oilers and Stars.
Knicks, Pacers. I mean,
Pacers, Knicks too.
That's come on.
Curtis, can we get one TV at Boston Pizza tonight on Pacers Knicks, please? Hashtag Association City. The hangout is coming up. It is Maddie. It is Tommy. It is Jasmine. It is Belsey. Big hangout right now.
Yeah.
They'll be starting right away from 9 to 11. The Lock Shop from Boston Pizza Windermere today. Lock Shop and Oil Stream. Boston Pizza Windermere. Swing on by for lunch. I'll see what you ordered on your tab and then take something off of it for you.
So you will buy an empty bottle of beer.
That's what I will do. Yeah. For YouTube, Trev, Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. We'll see you at Windermere Boston Pizza. Lock shop at 11. Until then, take it easy.